Penis. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Malk is a complete dumbass stream. I only remembered this morning that I was going to be doing this stream rather than Massacres on Monday. So yeah. Welcome to the SCP stream. I slept. Ish. Sort of, maybe. I literally, after stream yesterday, I went and ate my curry. I think I went to bed straight after that. Oh, it was good. But I did only sleep for a very short amount of time. Then tried to sleep, then got up, played Final Fantasy for a bit, then tried to sleep some more and had some really rough sleep. I've had shit on my mind. I really have. I don't know, the past few days my head has been going brrr, not in a good way. But yeah, so I'm here. Also, as you probably have noted, down there we already have an SCP lined up, which is because Pokey was very ill last night and did not feel great at all this morning either. So they've said they most likely won't be able to attend the stream. So, you know, it's a shame because Pokey always provides some really good SCPs. So I said, you know, not to worry. You rest up, but you know, feel free to DM me a selection of SCPs, or you know, just one, and I'll pick that. So they sent me just saying Project Palisade, and I thought, okay, went on the SCP wiki, looked up Project Palisade, and I was like, it comes in 3 acts and covers 5 to 6 SCPs. And there was one that is an SCP-001 proposal called Project Palisade, which is part of it. And I said to them, I was like, do you mean the entirety of all 3 acts? Or do you just mean the 001 proposal? And they said, the 001 proposal is a very good summary of everything that's going on within it, because if you did the entirety of the act, it would take a while. So I said, yeah, probably, if I'm going to do the entirety of Project Palisade, I'll probably dedicate an entire stream to it. AKA, not this one. So yeah, in honour of Pokey not being able to be here, the 001 proposal of Project Palisade is going to be up first, and all others that are being suggested will go into the queue. I will double check any ones that come in to see if I've read them before, although that probably won't be as necessary because there is now the list on the Discord of SCPs I've read. I'm very certain that Nia's first one has not ever come up before, because I didn't even realise SCP-WTF-J was even a thing. I'm used to them all being numbered. Yeah, I've never seen that one. Very certain I've not seen DJ's one either. Alright. So I'm so used to doing that to indicate catching up on chat. Because chat box is usually there on the face cam. Chat's over there. Past my slightly modified SCP logo. Only slightly modified. So let's catch up with some chat, and then dive straight into things. I've already got the 001 proposal up, so it's ready and raring to go. How long ago DJ with cheese? Initially typos as Chesse. Which I did initially think that's a Lydia type typo, but no, Lydia typos usually change the entire meaning just from one small thing. Speaking of which, hello and welcome Lydia. That's nowhere near the noise that she was trying to make, but I can't make it apparently. I'm too congested. Hello, welcome Nia, with immediately the first suggestion of WTF-J. Everyone, hope you're all well. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Weirdly enough, after yesterday's stream, I was sat there thinking, why don't I do this more often? Why don't I stream for like 10 or 11 hours more often? And then I realised, like, and then I sat there and realised, like, because you have other commitments, there are other streamers that you try to thread yourself around schedule-wise that you also help mod for, and also it's kind of killer to your schedule if you try to do what you were doing all the time. So yeah, that's definitely not going to be a repeatable thing. I'm definitely not going to be sat here streaming for those things. It does give me hope that I can do things like maybe for my birthday, stream anniversaries, affiliate anniversaries, that kind of things. Maybe I can do, you know, lengthy streams, and also do that whole thing around Christmas time next year as well, because that seemed to definitely go down very well. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be a regular thing. Definitely not. No, I value my sanity, my sleep pattern, and the sanity of my mods far too much to do those on the regular. So the SCP is called what the fuck? Wow. Yeah, I was confused by that. When Nia put that in, so SCP what the fuck J, I was thinking that was either a joke, or it's going to be try to find the most what the fuck SCP there is, or, you know, the SCP-666.5/J, because we all know that that's absolutely comedy gold that just doesn't get worse with age. Thank you, DJ, with your contribution for your suggestion of SCP-525. I also checked that one hasn't shown up before. You didn't get to sleep until 3 AM because you were chasing down foxes in Minecraft. A worthy thing to lose sleep to. A worthy thing. And look, your fruits have laboured. That's a really, really, really weird sentence. Your labours have borne fruit. Your labours have borne fruit, not your fruits have laboured. Also, have looked into doing the password stuff for Minecraft because I don't know what the password is. Yeah, they feel better soon. Yeah, so 01 Dr. Bright stream to do. I've also got to go and re-record all the streams that haven't made it onto YouTube. That takes some effort. Sitting here and reading SCP, back to back. That really takes something. I think what I could do to try and break it up is... I could try and record them one SCP at a time and then just bunch them together, but I don't have the editing skills to make that look good. That would just look a mess. The transitions would look a mess anyway. Especially when, if I did them over different days, I'd have to be wearing a different shirt. That would just look really weird. Until recently. Oh wow. Oh, the JSCPs, yeah. 666.5/J is still one of my favourites. There have been a few good contenders. There's even been a non-J one that is a very good contender for a J one, but it's not. But oh my good god, it's where the God Rod one came from. It's like the stupidest god in the universe kind of thing, and like he believes pretty much anyone else who claims to have even a fraction of power, and sees them as being a deity, and refers to his dick as a God Rod. And he was talking about, this whole situation, encounter he was. So what are you going to do? I smacked him with my God Rod. It's like, oh my good god, he cock-slapped someone. A deity cock-slapped someone. Now that's one way to die. Oh, Jesus Christ. Some of them. And this is the stream I'll make you sing Gilbert and Sullivan. Get ready for it. I don't sing, so good luck with that. Good luck with that. Welcome, hello and welcome, and thank you, as I suddenly get a strange accent, for your suggestion of 5308/J. I'm going to stop doing that because that's probably going to likely to offend someone. 5308. I think there's an issue with my find command on this. Because I literally just typed in 5308-J and it said I can't find it. It's like, yes you can, I've just typed it in. So I think my my little finding mechanism is a bit broken on this. I think it's because there's the SCP dash something. I think that's actually messing up with the search engine. Whoops. Whoops. Your typers are not just one letters. That's true, Lydia. That is actually very true. But also the thing is, I've never ever seen you blame autocorrect. You've never blamed autocorrect for your typos. You just, you accept that you've completely fudged up a word, and you either go, oh god damn it, or or you live with it. Or sometimes you don't notice until it gets pointed out. 5308 Joe's doing this as well. Do you need a list on 1, 2, 3, not 5, 3, 4, 1? Boys, you assume I have any sanity. Fair. You are by choice coming to my streams on the regular and hanging out, and you volunteered to be my mod. Yeah, I don't think sanity is even in your wheelhouse at this point in time. And also, you offered to meet up with me in person. You definitely have no sanity. Just thought it was better to not repeat myself yet. That's fair. Yes. So I haven't put 60. How do you reckon? Yeah. My fruits of labour. Yeah. Your fruits of labour. Yeah. There's a quote for you. Thank you, Woodgren, for your contribution to the Drunk Stream Challenge. I'm talking drunk. I'm not even drunk. God, it's dumb. Don't remember the number. Yeah, I don't remember the number either. I've just got the numbers in my red list. Oh, there's another one from there. Thank you. I'll pop that in there. That's SCP-900-J. Oh god. I love the fact that we've got 3-J proposals already. Huh. This is going to be a giggling stream, or you can already see it. Excuse me. Why have I got a notification? Oh, it's an announcement from Scoot. Fine. It's fine. But yeah, so for those unaware of the SCP streams, I will be reading these suggestions in order, providing they're not duplicates. There will be certain allowances done for duplicates, like, 666.5-J as a duplicate will be considered because it's so fucking funny. Certain ones that I've really enjoyed, I will happily read again. And yeah, so what basically happens is that the SCPs get queued up in the request thing on the points. I accept them when I start reading them, only so I can A, keep track of them, and B, if the stream comes close to an end and there's ones on the suggestions list I haven't read yet, I can refund the points back to you, and we can say, okay, you haven't wasted your points, basically. Sounds like Zeus. Yeah, it actually does. Although, I don't think Zeus would so much as cock slap someone as, just cock shaft them. Or maybe stun, cock slap to stun and then, yeah, that's Zeus. Most of Greek mythology can be attributed to Zeus going, I'm going to put my dick in it. No, Zeus, don't put your dick in it. I'm going to put my dick in it. Don't put your dick in it. Oh, he put his dick in it. Well, sounds like a Simpsons god. Yeah, it very much does come across as that. Probably have 1 point for one more in the stream, so I have to choose carefully. Ooh. Decisions. You got the phone, that's where autocorrect comes in. And now I've just got this visualization of Lydia treating her phone like I treat Kipper. It's like, fuck you, autocorrect! Yeet! Thump! Although probably less with the yeet unless she's got a phone made from old Nokias. Like 729-J. That was on the previous stream. That was the first joke one that was on the previous one. Yeah, I think I actually lost my shit with laughter of that one. Yeah. Yeah, the little peep. Yeah. The most demonic and deadly entity known to man. It's this little plush toy. It's like, what the fuck? Or probably fell in love and broke it. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, no. A lot of Greek mythology can be attributed to stuff like Zeus saying, "I'll put my dick on it." Apollo fell in love and broke it. But all of Greek mythology can be surmised with one word. Oops. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that Greek mythology isn't just a series of people going, oops. Now, iPhone 8 is a wonder it's still in one piece. That is a wonder. That is a massive wonder. Although, we've seen from your Minecraft escapades already, Lydia, that your tendency to keep things alive when they really shouldn't be is unparalleled. Like Ares getting bored, yeah. Ares got bored and gave his power to Kratos. Oops. Not official Greek mythology, but still fits. Right, that's chat caught up with. I almost said that's caught to chat up with. Which actually still slightly works, but still grammatical nonsense. Alright, let's dive into it's not WMDD's proposal. Project Palisade. Notice, Project Palisade is not an SCP-001 file. Project Palisade data represents itself as being an SCP-011 file, has all protections of an 001 file, can only be read by being entered into the Foundation system as an 001 file, and can only be accessed or understood by Foundation personnel with access to 001 files. However, all data categorized under Project Palisade is extra universal in origin. I already can't talk. None of the following data has been created or altered by any known member of the Foundation. The origin of this file is likewise unknown. Cronus, oops, ate my kids. Zeus, oops, put my dick there and kids popped out. Apollo, oops, made fun of 8-year-olds and now have depression. Yeah. Greek mythology, oops. Update. On 6/29/2018, all Project Palisade data was removed from the Foundation system by unknown means. Simultaneously, all personnel lost memory of the data's existence. On 9/3/2018, Project Palisade data was restored to the Foundation system. With significant changes, personnel memories were restored to the prior iteration as well, but not in enough detail to recreate the original. Investigation is so far inconclusive. Cleared personnel are advised to read with caution. Hera. Oops, I expected fidelity from Zeus. Wow. Not wrong, but wow. Okay, Project Palisade recovered files. So I've been informed this is going to be a long one, because it's a pokey one. Pokey SCPs are usually quite long. I'm going to have comments on that one. Hera. Oops, tried to kill Hercules. The Foundation Oath. We affirm that we are the original true Foundation. We represent mainline reality, the original unaltered timeline. Our humanity must be held paramount over the humanity of any inhabitants of mirror timelines. The survival of mainline reality shall always be held paramount over the survival of any mirror timeline, or any other parallel or alternate universe. We are the Foundation, the bedrock on which all of reality rests. For the sake of us all, we cannot fail. This statement must be sworn to by all military and civilian leadership of the Foundation. Footnote 1 of I swore it too. It's already getting a bit weird. Primary documentation. Item number SCP-001. Object class Thomiel. Special containment procedures. Absolute secrecy is necessary for the full realization of Project Palisade. And absolute secrecy already links to good fences make good neighbours. This information will focus on exploration of a parallel universe for research and protection purposes. Esoteric containment systems shall be used as a secondary precaution. The current administration affirms and mandates the continuation of Project Palisade, regardless of the potential cost or consequence. Standard operating procedure for Project Palisade. 1. The Altis engine is used to create a cluster of mirror timelines, which are defined as artificial timelines constructed by the Prime Foundation solely for Project Palisade. 2. Mirror timelines are altered using controlled CK-class restructuring events and direct insertion of agents via interdimensional travel to desired points in history. 3. Mirror timelines are monitored and reality structural integrity analysed. 4. Timelines with high integrity level are selected for continued study. Timelines with a poor integrity level are designated as shield timelines. Excuse me. 5. Proxy agents attract the threat to a shield timeline, commonly performing anomalous rituals developed by esoteric containment systems in order to ensure targeting by the threat. Excuse me. Note: as direct travel to shield timelines is necessary for the process, proxy collaborator agents, no idea what that is, are utilised, occasionally with a small number of mainline Foundation agents as oversight. Proxy agents are all mirrors, typically corresponding Foundation personnel taken from mirror timelines. In exchange, their home timelines are protected from the threat as long as the cooperation lasts. 6. Vectors are gathered and distributed to chosen neighbouring timelines. Note: vectors are elements from the initial shield timeline, such as a person, animal, or object, which have served as a foci of ritual energy. The effect of using vectors is to draw the threat to many timelines at once, making the attraction process significantly more efficient. Current standard elements is soil from the initial shield timeline, representing grave dirt, a highly successful suggestion by a collaborating mirror instance of the POI, the Black Queen. 7. All shield timelines are evacuated by any mainline Foundation agents and, when feasible, proxy agents, and monitored until destroyed by the threat. This process is continually repeated to ensure the threat is indefinitely kept away from mainline reality. Description: SCP-001, also known as Project Palisade, is a method of protecting reality from ongoing existential threats. Personnel create mirror timelines, alter them to discover methods of defeating threats, and ultimately divert the largest threats, especially the primary threat referred to as the threat and or the worm, Shai Halud, to destroy these mirror timelines instead of mainline reality. Every other timeline in which the Foundation exists was created by Project Palisade. Footnote: that can't be true, can it? Project Palisade precursors. Project Palisade originated from several anomaly engineering projects created in Data Expunged, notably Altis, First Strike, and Forward Insight. Altis Project Report. Project codename Altis. Project number PRJ-Alt-Redacted. Project aims to successfully create a multiverse creation energy through the use of anomalous engineering and use it to the benefit of the Foundation. Project description: Project Altis is the century-long engineering and development of a multiversal creation engine, which allows the Foundation to create artificial realities adjacent to the mainline reality. The Altis engine is capable of creating a potentially infinite number of said mirror timelines. Originally, Project Altis was intended to create mirror foundations to aid the foundation of mainline reality. Mirror foundations were to be faced with various challenges that might grant insight to mainline reality, and successful mirror foundations would then be visited by mainline Foundation agents and an organisational connection established. Ultimately, many mirror foundations would assist mainline reality in defending against existential threats from the outside. These aspects of Project Altis were permanently shelved due to lack of direct use against the worm. The Altis engine is now almost exclusively used under the banner of Project Palisade. First Strike Project Report. Project codename First Strike. Project number PRJ-FRS Redacted. Project aims to successfully create a military-grade anomalous weapon stockpile to use against foreign agents. Project description: Project has been permanently suspended. Project was previously approved, along with numerous similar programs, due to fears of potential open anomalous warfare and a push from the military wing of Foundation leadership for active research on direct offensive and defensive capabilities of anomalous weaponry. The project resulted in the discovery of the Worm. Interview with Director D.B. Johnson, footnote, I remember him, he's dead now. RE First Strike. Begin log. Director Johnson: well, First Strike was just a glorified weapons program? Seems quaint now, huh? Been a long time since we seriously worried about threats coming from home. You're on the young side, right? Were you even here when they were still scared of the insurgency? Interviewer: I wasn't. Director Johnson goes: honestly, even at the time, First Strike wasn't anything to write home about. Stockpiling anomalous weaponry? Please, we'd mastered 914. We were already cracking Data Expunged. But First Strike was General Bo's pet project for the month. You know what that meant? Remind me if you don't mind. Access to any SCP you could think of. We started with the old man's favourites, of course, early numbers only, an ego thing. You know how these generals were. Cross-testing was the rage at the time. Some of the generals felt we weren't progressing fast enough with the individual research projects, and we can learn more faster by knocking anomalies into each other. Like my daughter making her dolls kiss. Maybe leave that one out of the transcript, yeah. Interviewer makes non-committal gesture. At the time, we were cross-testing 002, 033, 044, 090, and, what was the star child? 134, I think. Don't figure if she ever knew what we were doing with her. If they ever told, I don't know about it. They don't let me have access to those files anymore. Kelly, hello and welcome. At any rate, I don't think any of that matters now. That kind of crazy go-nuts cross-testing doesn't happen anymore. I think because someone up in Overwatch noticed that the really stable mirror realities typically aren't smashing together literally every anomaly under the sun until the universe implodes and the ball's stupid. How about that, huh? I don't like that either. Reactor will get pissed at me for spreading unpopular opinions. Interviewer makes another non-committal gesture. The real reason First Strike changed everything is because, thanks to Bo, we got to test anomalous weapons in neighbouring realities. You know, the neighbouring realities we used to have. You got your report right there, right? Gamma LF6 and Epsilon Samek 4, right? That's correct. Epsilon Samek. Oh, that's the one that really went sideways. We were using that one to simulate defences against extraterrestrial threats. The ultimate foreign agents, you know. Really lit a fire under the generals of a certain kind, if you know what I mean. Bo got an approval to build test facilities on Epsilon Samek, specifically for extra-dimensional anomalies. That was the last thing he did for us before he got distracted by a newer, shinier object. I think he was trying to make a clone army out of 076 or something embarrassing like that. Maybe that's in your report. I'm not clear to know that, Director. Right. I guess I don't get why they wouldn't let you know that if they let you know about Palisade. Well. I'm sure it's not just completely arbitrary to, like, half the expunge into their own files or anything. Anyway, 2 years went by. We didn't get a whole lot of hell done without Bo greasing all the gears, but we still have plenty of cross-tests to run. We were testing some god-awful weaponry that we got from an SCP cross-test that'll be illegal now outside of mirror reality, and the team monitoring us started reporting some really strange readings. Strange in what way? Extra-dimensional contamination, they said. We didn't take it seriously at first, didn't even stop testing, but they kept calling us over the course of the day, more and more panicked. By the end of the week, our whole project was on hold. Reality derification, they were calling it. The whole reality was coming apart under our noses. Had been for months. We don't just notice it. Imagine hearing about that. Imagine you've never heard of something like the worm. Sorry, am I supposed to say that in a loud voice now? Small mental perception thing. Wheel styles and all caps in the log. Oh, that's very kind of you. Guess I was saying. We didn't know realities could fall apart at the time. Not literally. Metaphorically, sure. Like we knew about the YK class vacuum delay. Or however they're classifying that now. We have protections against that. Even by then, laws of reality stopped working. We make new laws. Whatever happens, we survive. Even if humanity didn't. Reality failure, I think that ZK class, that was purely theoretical. Most of us didn't really believe it could happen. Funny, right? Anyway, we shit ourselves. They put us out of Epsilon Samek and didn't tell us anything for a month. That whole time we thought it was our fault. Like we flew too close to the sun. But we weren't the ones who'd fall to Earth. All these cross tests, and we finally found the one that made someone else's reality fall apart. Kinda funny, right? Feeling that guilty over the death of one reality, and these days we go through mirror universes like toilet paper. Footnote, now you can see why. Where was I? Right, end of the first strike. After a month they figured out what was going on, and we felt better for a hot minute, till they told us the rest. The real truth was worse. If we'd been right, it would have just been one reality gone, but the reality was falling apart at the seams because it was being eaten, being destroyed, whatever you want to call it, being derified by an outside force, the threat, the worm. And yeah, we were next. End log. For Epic Games, there's Majors of Mistralia. No idea what that is. Incident assessment are regarding Reality Epsilon Samek 4 and neighbouring realities. Excerpt. Investigation of extra-dimensional contamination in Reality Epsilon Samek 4 revealed the source to be a to be numerous tears in the base space-time matrix of the reality. Each tear was growing larger at an exponential rate. Attempts to close these tears were abandoned due to the accelerating rate of both tear formation and cross-reality contamination. Reality Epsilon Samak 4 was sealed after an emergency order, resulting in the loss of several contaminated personnel. That's weird, my mouth. Approximately 4 days following the sealing of Reality Epsilon Samak 4, the entire reality abruptly vanished from all extra-dimensional sensory arrays. Assessment team initially considered this an isolated incident caused by an unknown anomalous force. Then, as previously reported, a similar pattern of events was reported in Reality Gamma Aleph 6, followed by 7 other adjacent realities under observation. See addenda. Effects are so far inconsistent with the known phenomena or SCP objects. However, during the destruction of Reality Gamma Aleph 6, embedded wave detectors managed to record the advanced waves caused by an unknown inbound entity. Shortly after, all detectors in Reality Gamma Aleph 6 simultaneously failed. Wave profile composites constructed from the incident indicated a greater than 99% probability of a singular entity with activity patterns consistent with directed movement as opposed to random chance. Assessment team concluded that this entity was responsible for the destruction of Reality Gamma Aleph 6 and neighbouring realities. Forward Insight Project Report. Project Codename Forward Insight. Project Number PRJFOI/redacted. Project aims to successfully ascertain the nature of the threat responsible for recent destruction of neighbouring realities and assess current and future danger to the Foundation and mainline reality. Project description. Project is ongoing, attempting to further assess the threat. Starting from data collected by early assessment teams, research teams combined the Heisenberg-Raman model with ongoing esoteric reality monitoring systems to analyse the pattern of reality disappearances. Results indicated a high likelihood of mainline reality being a victim of reality deification within the next 15 years. Oracular information was authorised to ascertain exactly when mainline reality would likely be affected, which eventually occurred on date redacted, less than 1 month before predicted end of reality scenario. Project Palisade was created in response to Forward Insight's initial report. Just realised I needed to do something. Change this. Is it? Yeah, it's not in it. Actually, put in what the next one is. Getting going, so welcome. Do you know what SCP is? Mostly. Well, sort of. Kind of. A bit. Final pre-implementation Palisade Project Report. Project Codename Palisade. Project Number PRJPAL/redacted. Project aims to successfully protect the Foundation and mainland reality from ongoing threats, primarily the entity referred to as the Worm. Project description. On redacted date, a vote of the O5 Council merged all personnel belonging to the Project First Strike, Project Forward Insight, and 17 other projects under a new singular directive codenamed Project Palisade. Palisade esoteric containment specialists were unable to identify any way of directly containing the Worm. However, they discovered methods of attracting the Worm to specific timelines, using world-altering ritualistic techniques incorporating heavy technological and anomalous aspects. After debate lasting redacted years, a vote of the O5 Council approved and used the Altus engine to create sacrificial timelines to stop the Worm. The Foundation's vector-dimensional invasion strategy developed under First Strike, combined with the intelligence provided by Forward Insight, were further expanded in order to create methods of preparing candidate timelines for insertion of Foundation assets and ritual manifestation. Palisade was implemented on an emergency basis with iteration X. The threat. Recovered documentation. Project Forward Insight in its early stages expanded investigation of the threat into existing Foundation archives. It was discovered that several documentations in the Foundation's possession, collected from across multiple realities, contained previously unrecognized references to the entity identified as being responsible for the ongoing reality destruction. The current designation of the entity as the Worm arises from these documents. First of is Reality Tau Het 9, the Epic of Lithurius. Context: a heroic epic describing the exploits of the mythic hero king of the author's species. And Lothorius passed through the veil beyond, to do battle with the Sons of the Void. And the first Sons of the Void did arise, the Worm, he who lives between, cleanser of realms. And bold Lothorius strode forward, shining bright, the White King and the Worm locked horns, and to this day Lothorius still fights the endless war of our dreams. From Reality Alpha Zane 12, Messian Analects, a study. Context: a religious essay discussing various questions predominant in the author's faith. Zodragi is the viewpoint of the Hunad and is an allegorical tale, nothing more than an idea meant to stir the faithful into action. However, orthodox thought remains adamant that it is in fact a real event. Excuse me. My own research in the area is inconclusive. There is no doubt in my mind that Mardash believed it to be true, and his legendary foresight is well known even to this day. However, other mistakes in the canon have been discovered before, and it is certainly possible that Mardash erred. Notoriously, his obsession with the Basari has tainted his writing elsewhere, and they play a central role in his version of Hunyad. Could it be that his obsession with the Destroyers clouded his judgment here? Excerpt from Reality Omega Lamed 1, Satrali Creational Myth. Context: recovered from an alternate dimension Earth, this creation myth originates from a non-existent Central Asian Steppes tribe. From that day forth, Qisan and Julu were brothers no more, but mortal enemies, and so began the war that pitted brother against brother, god against god, and none could behold the terrible battle that they fought. The sons of Father Light and Mother Void would not and could not surrender to one another, for theirs was the battle of all creation. Qisan, blessed with his father's quickness, could outrace nearly anything, for Light is the quickest creature of them all. Jilu, blessed with his mother's strength, could best nearly anything, for all must succumb to the Void in the end. When used against one another though, neither could win, and neither could yield. It is then that Qisan and Jilu sculpted all the creatures of the lands to fight one another, for their battle was the battle of all existence. All creatures born must fight, for none shall escape the war of creation. As Qisan and Jilu fought, so too must the hawk and the sparrow, so too must the stag and the wolf, and in the stars the war rages still, for the warriors of Qisan and the worms of Jilu must submit to their master's will and war without end. All creatures shall continue until the day when the sun falls into the ocean, the stars fade from the sky, and at long last there are no more battles to be fought, no more land to be conquered. It is then, and only then, that the two brothers' battle will end, but as to who shall win, none can truly say, so it has been said, and so it shall be. Excerpt from Reality Psi Tav 4, the Tauran Codex 1812. Context: the text is from a set of religious scriptures attributed to a renowned seer and mystic in the reality. This text was ruled out of religious orthodox from its controversial themes. At the end of all things is the beginning, and at the beginning of all things is the start of the end. To see how we can find meaning in the present, we must see the end and lay its lessons bare. It is here, and only here, that we shall find our final and only truth. You see it before you, do you not? Bite into the cold, empty flesh, and feel the void inside. It nourishes not. The anguish, the struggle, and the final lapse, all was for naught. The cycle had continued over and over, but it is here, where the chain is broken, that the truth of its utter emptiness devours us whole. I have seen it all. I have watched as generation upon generation rises, prospers, declines, and falls. I have seen it all in the future, where eons may pass, and yet none realise the truth as our brothers and sisters in the sky begin to fall from their heavenly perches built out of sand and lies. I have seen it as they are all plucked from the sky like a father scything his crops in the autumn, and with just as little malice. I have seen the light in the house of heaven twinkle and slowly but surely blink out one by one. The stars do not dance in the great hall any longer, and the music of the ethereal dance has faded to a quiet whisper, soon to be silenced forever. I have seen it in all the skies that are possible, and I know it is the only truth that awaits us when our own voyage must come to an end. When the gods have tumbled from their thrones, and the light has left us for the void, when the worms crawl through our rotten entrails, and the war has claimed another senseless victim, we will at long last understand the final truth. There will be no one left to weep for our passing. SCP file. The following documentation is now deprecated, but relevant. Item number SCP redacted. Special designation applies. Object class Cater. With footnote 5. Calling this Cater truly shows our utter failure of imagination. If this is Cater, how can anything else be? I was there for the debate. Should we create a new class list? Apollyon? Maybe Prime? But wait, since we're reliably containing it, maybe it's Euclid, or maybe even fucking safe. Right, I know, right, Lydia? These 001 proposals can get real trippy and scary. Special Containment Procedures. Ongoing containment by use of Project Palisade. Description. Formerly codenamed Primary Existential Threat Alpha, renamed by O5 Council vote to The Worm. I'm sorry, they've got it in containment? What the fuck? Footnote. Why does it require an O5 vote? Why do we do anything we do? Oh shit. Oh shit. Exactly, Lydia. How? This thing eats realities. How do you contain it? Based on a selection of recommendations provided by esoteric containment systems. The Worm, henceforth referred to as the Threat, is an extra-dimensional entity that destroys realities/timelines. Footnote, we tell ourselves we'll put them back together again. One day when we have the power, we'll bring back every reality ever destroyed, all the casualties along the way. But how can this be anything but self-justifying moral noise? Little other information is known. Even the extra-dimensional description is technically in doubt. The threat has never been directly perceived by any means. However, its effects are well documented, thanks to Project Palisade. Every affected timeline goes through various stages of reality breakdown, with symptoms ranging from disappearance of physical locales to disappearance of various laws of physics. Finally, the timeline disintegrates entirely. At present, no mechanism has been detected or analysed by which the threat causes these effects, and the threat has never been directly perceived by any means. Esoteric information gathering, notably from mirror timelines, has suggested that the threat will only destroy or consume timelines which exhibit poor structural integrity. At the very least, the threat seems to avoid timelines with good structural integrity, barring outside intervention. Though case-by-case success rate is variable, Project Palisade procedures have so far had a 100% success rate in keeping the threat away from mainline reality. Footnote. What would a 99% success rate even look like? Yeah. The threat is usually called the Worm outside this documentation. Footnote, even you knew this was stupid. Esoteric containment systems suggest that the Worm is appropriate terminology for the following reasons. Sorry. 1. The term is one of a selection of terms with cross-dimensional psychic resonance appearing directly or obliquely in mythos from neighbouring realities assessed by Project Forward Insight. 2. A worm is popularly perceived to be a creature inferior to humans, which grants a different form of psychic resonance, not revenance, that may aid in reality-wide perspective shift, potentially allowing it to eventually be better understood by human minds. Footnote. Oh yes, a worm is something that flops and dies on the sidewalk when it rains. Something to be stepped on with the heel of a boot. A worm is something we can handle. How's this working out? Has it saved a single solitary timeline? Has it even made a single iota of a difference? Jesus Christ. Maybe they feed it SCP-66.5-J. I'm sorry, but saying that just makes me the interaction of 666.5-J with 482. It let out a plea of "Take me now, mighty Yoshothok," and then promptly left this mortal coil, while the observing researchers Jesus wept. Oh. 3. The stylization, the worm, is based on the recommendation that the threat should be both undercut and also treated as important enough to devote primary organisational resources. The threat is also accepted terminology, as the term is already too established to completely remove. Footnote. Right. Mainline Foundation agents should consider either the threat or the worm required terminology as part of esoteric containment systems. Got another suggestion of SCP-420-J. I'm very certain that's a new one. That is a new one for me. Awesome. Put that on. Thank you, Woodrow. This is starting off with a very, very doom-laden SCP-001 proposal, and that's going just into memes afterwards. I love it. The Foundation has no other way to control the threat besides Project Palisade. Uncontrolled, the threat will eventually destroy most of our timelines created by Project Palisade and then reach and destroy mainline reality. Footnote. Or what if we're refueling it by continually attracting it to new timelines? What if the minority reports are correct and it could have already burned itself out in the vast emptiness between realities? Shit. Note. Claims that Project Palisade has increased the power of the threat by creating many timelines for it to destroy are unproven and considered extraordinarily dubious. Dr. Redacted. Footnote. You fucking coward. Project Palisade mechanics. Standards. Timeline alteration standards. Timelines created by Altis engine for Project Palisade currently always possess these traits. 1. Begins as a duplicate of mainline reality before alteration. 2. SCP items and other anomalous items are always present even if believed otherwise. 3. Known civilization never has the capacity for creating an exact copy of Project Altis. Excuse me. In specific cases, civilizations are allowed to create anomalies similar to Project Altis, but capabilities are always altered to protect mainline reality, even if this alteration is not known to be the mirrored civilization. 4. Inhabitants of the mirror timeline are never able to access mainline reality. Note, this protection has occasionally failed, some notable exceptions. Entity classed as SCP-3812 in originating timeline. Humanoid with the ability to ascend upward through levels of reality, passed through with no effect on mainline reality. Entity commonly classified as SCP-1985 in many timelines. A humanoid apocalypse exploration device. Instances originating timeline not yet located. Instance entering mainline reality, presumably investigating an unknown apocalypse affecting mainline reality, possibly the worm. Unfortunately, personnel were not properly briefed on handling such circumstance and delivered ill-advised explicit threats. SCP-1985 instance reacted negatively and retreated from mainline reality through self-termination before apprehension could occur. Mechanism of accessing mainline reality unclear, but appears to have been accidental. 1985 instance did not appear to realise the significance of discovery in any way. Entities appearing to be mirrors of standard Foundation team used to carry out data expunge. Created timelines usually possess these traits. The Foundation usually exists in timeline's modern period, except in specific taste tests focusing on SCP items, GOIs, etc. The Foundation usually has existed since at least the 1980s, most commonly since at least the 1950s, and often since at least the late 1800s. The Foundation is usually a significant player in Earth civilization. SCP-173 usually exists and is contained by the Foundation, and classified using database number 173 except in specific test cases. SCP classified items usually number in the thousands, with trivial anomalies items existing in numbers too high to count. Initial test runs limited number of SCP items, but the limit has gradually been raised as more stable mirror timelines have been successfully created. Typical SCP classified items are usually horrifying in nature, reflecting mainline reality, though many exceptions usually exist, and many often technically outnumber the SCP items perceived as horrifying in nature. World-ending threats are usually present, but usually in forms which the Foundation is theoretically able to at least temporarily contain, or survive without containing for a significant observation period. SCP databases entries usually work like mainline reality, except that gaps are present. Gaps correspond to SCP items not present in that timeline. Local Mirror Foundation agents always explain the missing items in a way that makes sense to themselves, typically that the slot is waiting to be filled or theoretically exists but has all access denied. This alteration is for ease of monitoring. Common exceptions to this rule include SCP-001, SCP-1000, SCP-2000, SCP-3000, SCP-4000, and other SCP-000 database entries, outside of early test runs, some of which classified a bipolar guitar as SCP-1000. These system slots have also been used for key variant experimentation. Anomalous groups of interest usually exist and are relevant, at least to the Foundation. Reality benders usually exist. This is partially to help cover mainline Foundation alteration to shield timelines, and partially to provide Mirror Foundation agents with minor to major wildcard challenges of a sapient nature. Creation. Transcript of Timeline Orientation Lecture delivered on blank 2018 by Dr. Blank. Footnote. Same man who left the note at the end of the Threat SCP article, by the way. Excerpt 1. Timeline creation. The Altus engine mimics what may well be the natural method of timeline creation, which is to say, you never get one timeline, you get clusters. A cluster of timelines always has either low variance or high interconnectivity, or rarely both. What's that mean? Low variance means you have many parallel mirror universes, Star Trek style. Does that reference date me? When the heroes jump to another timeline and find themselves but evil and wearing goatees. Something that's even less variance than that. A genetic quirk makes being left-handed more common than right-handed, or Independence Day is a day later than another reality. Sometimes there's no visible variance at all. Higher interconnectivity simply means that the timelines are highly connected, though short-range interdimensional travel. Probably the most common type we've seen are so-called ways, often accessed through a Wanderer's Library. Fucking Wanderer's Library. As you know, we, the original Foundation, are unique across all timelines, as confirmed by Project Altus. Footnote: how can you possibly confirm something like this? But we exist in the Cluster too. We used to visit neighbouring realities quite often. In fact, we being the Foundation, of course. No, you didn't miss a CK class event. Little joke there. As I was saying, mainline reality is a part of a cluster. It's just that most of our cluster was destroyed by the worm before we created the Palisade. Our cluster is high variance. Humanity didn't even exist in most of our former neighbours, and when they did, history was very different. Our cluster makes up for that with high interconnectivity. You can see this with numerous anomalous gateways we've contained, such as SCP-004. Maybe someday we'll point to the worm there too, eh? No great loss, another little joke. Footnote: ghoulish, even though I'm a hypocrite for saying so. Tough crowd. Integrity. Transcript of Timeline Orientation Lecture delivered on blank 2018 by Dr. Blank, probably the same guy. Oh yeah, it's Excerpt 2, Reality Integrity Theory. I'll admit, the science behind reality integrity theory is a little backwards. There's a lot of anomalous assessment in there that we don't quite understand yet. That said, so far it's been far and away the best to understand how the worm targets timelines. What was that? Yes, timelines or realities. Those terms are interchangeable for our purposes. Take note, we usually say reality to describe mainline reality or other non-artificial realities, and timeline to describe mirror timelines created by the Altus engine. That's informal though. I'm going to stick with realities for now, if that's helpful. The reality integrity paradigm is obviously a comparison to architectural integrity, like how earthquakes won't knock down earthquake-proof buildings. Unlike buildings though, we don't yet know what makes reality structure integrity stronger or weaker. For all we know, the paradigm implied by the word structural integrity may eventually prove inaccurate. Maybe one of you will be the one to give us a better paradigm. Yeah, some of these get very, very, very technical. Don't you worry, Lydia, stick with it. We'll be having some absolute hilarity very shortly after this is done. I promise. Don't you worry. For now though, this is the only paradigm backed up by evidence, even if we got that evidence through anomalous means. We also don't know what causes a reality to change structural integrity. We only know that it happens. Easily a timeline. Changes to events in reality's timeline, such as those produced by a CK class restructuring event, may significantly increase or decrease a reality's structural integrity. That's how Palisade usually alters timelines, plus good old-fashioned time travel, which alters structural integrity too, by the way. But you don't actually need anything so drastic. Usually a reality's structural integrity and its vulnerabilities to the worm increases or decreases by the simple passage of time. And yes, we've reached the elephant in the room. At the start of Project Palisade, we assessed our reality, and you know what we found? Mainline reality's structural integrity is of extremely poor quality, and no one anywhere knows why. Footnote: what if our reality's integrity being so low means we were created, and created badly? How do we know that we're the first iteration? How do we even know that some version of us wasn't destroyed already? That's grim. Our reality integrity has changed since we started Project Palisade. To what? I don't know. That's classified level 5. 05 only, or whoever else they grant special access to. Doesn't include me. More's the pity. I only know it's changed, and changed a lot. Why? Your guess is as good as mine. But the last thing I can tell you is that in the vast majority of cases, Foundation intervention in a timeline results in a decaying reality integrity level. Excuse me. We really have no idea why this is, especially because Foundation intervention has also sometimes resulted in incredibly strong reality integrity levels. Food for thought. Maybe some of you will figure this one out too. Footnote. When you're half-assing the changes, you fuck your timeline up. When you try harder, the timeline improves. Really not that hard to figure out. And you still think this isn't what this is about? Still think there's nothing out there watching? The worm may have no mind, but something out there does. Some things. Oh, good question. So far, several thousand mirror realities created by Project Palisade are considered stable, with a structural integrity sufficient to likely protect them from the threat, unless the mainline Foundation artificially draws it there. That hasn't happened anytime recently, at least. Higher-ups would get really mad. If it's been done before, I don't have access to that information. Yes, it would be an interesting experiment, of course. That's correct. We can't simply have humanity migrate to another reality because that would be an act of major interference, which may change that reality's integrity for the worse. For all we know, it could paint a huge target on our backs. Believe me, we thought about that first. This is where I should point something else out. All mirror realities created by Project Palisade are officially considered subordinate to mainline reality. Whatever their structural integrity, if necessary, we'll make use of them in whatever way is appropriate. That's what they were made for. If you'll pardon me getting philosophical here for a moment, it's their ultimate fate, written in the very fabric of their many universes, even the strong ones. Footnote. What if we're wrong? What if they're just better? What if they deserve to survive and we don't? Grim. How many mirror realities have been destroyed? Hell, I don't know the number. You know what they say? How many drops of water in the ocean? That's kind of scary. Project Palisade timeline. Iteration X. 05 something 2007. Project Palisade put into action on an emergency basis with Iteration X, referring to a universal database system co-opted for Palisade use. Item number SCP-173 is chosen as the baseline for the first test runs. The first test run is extremely successful, creating many timelines which are destroyed by the worm, drawing it away from mainline reality and buying time to create reliable attraction methods. The first test run also creates a number of timelines which the worm avoids and which are still in existence today with a high reality integrity scores. Redacted 2007. As Iteration X progresses, numerous Mirror Foundation instances are encouraged to adopt anomalous weaponry programs. Most of these instances become failed timelines and are internally controversial, but many successes also result, particularly those centered around key variant Mobile Task Force Omega-7. Additionally, numerous key variant Foundation personnel are established. Some key variants are mirrors of existing mainline Foundation personnel, and others only exist in mirror timelines. Notable early key variants include personnel codenamed Gears, Kane Pathos Crow, and Bante Maspan. After mass Foundation fatalities on excursion to mirror universes, fortunately large reverse through technology gleaned from other mirrors, preliminary recruitment of extra universal assets commences. Use of proxy collaborator agents is quickly established as a standard procedure. Thank you for the hydration reminder, DJ. Very much appreciate that. Iteration E. 01-19-2008. Iteration X officially considered a success and resolved. Analysis of Iteration X timelines showed that most mirror timelines created were failed, exhibiting extremely poor structural integrity. This would ultimately be the case for every iteration. This was ultimately seen as a positive outcome, given that many mirrors now existed redirecting the worm to, and that a minority of mirrors were likely not vulnerable to the worm, presenting opportunities for long-term study. Iteration X analysis also reveals that the most mirror timelines exhibit hostile environments, that humans where present exhibit irrational and violent behaviour. Additionally, numerous reality clusters vanished without trace or explanation, perhaps targeted by the worm, perhaps not. Reality creation procedures updated accordingly with move to Iteration E. Post-analysis, Project Palisade moves to Iteration E, referring to a universal database system with the updated capability codenamed Redacted. Iteration E used multiple baseline key variants in addition to SCP-173, notably SCP-529. Mirror timeline creation rate gradually increased. Iteration W. 7-19-2008. Iteration E is successfully resolved. Project Palisade moves to Iteration W, referring to a new universal database system codenamed Redacted. Creation of mirror timelines increased exponentially. Timeline destruction rituals are now standardized. Approved by majority vote of assigned council, module may be accessed with the Foundation system archive itself by assigned council only. As the current file update, 9.3.2018, iteration W is the current iteration. 7.26.2008. Any key variant SCP item with central significance to Project Palisade is now recorded as SCP-001, beginning with item codenamed Sheaf of Papers, along with oldest entry in pre-SCP classification system, item number 86243AR-001, which is the Dr. Gears proposal. 5.01.2009. As iteration W stabilizes, O5 command fully takes on all assignments and guidelines related to Project Palisade. Communications are handled via newly created central access hubs. 9.4.2009. That's my birthday! Wait, no. This is done American way. Not my birthday then. Got me all hyped that something happened to an SCP thing on my birthday. But it didn't. All Project Palisade variant creation is temporarily frozen, and experimentation is limited to existing mirror timelines only. Sub-project code named Redacted. 12.4.2009. Project Palisade variation creation resumes. 07.27.2011. With nearly 1,000 SCPs in common use as variants in creation of mirror timelines, it is established that in addition to SCP-001 key variants, new major key variants shall be chosen and assigned to specific 4-digit system slots, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, etc. Oh, bollocks. 2.25.2013. Mirror timeline creation expanded to focus on canons, with no single SCP item as a key variant. Canons exhibit a high degree of variance for increased testing value. 5.27.2014. Mirror timeline creation further expanded to focus on items held or assessed by anomalous groups of interest as key variants. 4.20.2018. Data expunged. Which takes you to Doomsday Contest. I'm going to do that. Project Palisade Alternatives. Data expunged by order of O5 Council. Notes from O5 redacted. The question has been repeatedly raised of why we will not consider methods of reality protection as a replacement of Project Palisade. The answer is simple. Project Palisade works. All our projections and analysis have shown that Project Palisade is a complete guarantee of working. We will not take risks with the very existence of mainline reality. Thank you for your cooperation. Access Project Palisade test log. Oh, it's fairly short. It's went to a different thing, so actually. Let's just be sure. I've got to go back through and scroll all the way down. Open link in a new window. There we go. This document is an executive summary partial test log for Project Palisade. Total number of viable variants is 6,824. Format is as follows. Designation. Description. Attraction method. Only significant variations need to be listed. Sub-reality focal items. Include items used to affect sub-realities if applicable. Significant variations. Any significant overall variations enacted, also any accidental naturally occurring variations. Key variants, if any. Key variants are always SCP items or major non-SCP anomalous items. Current status, usually collaborating, destroyed, unresolved, monitored, or other. Then notes. Full archive test logs for Project Palisade may be requested from administration. There are 5 of these. Designation. 001 UC5 RX0. Description. One of the newest identical initial test runs of Project Palisade. Attraction method. Techno-ritual devised by a collaboration with esoteric containment specialists. Generic sigils used, with emphasis on blood sacrifice. Non-organic ritual components performed exclusively through computer data files. Sub-reality focal items. An urn filled with dirt. Both urn and dirt originate from original target reality. Excuse me. Significant variations. As this was a proof of concept of Project Palisade, no significant variation was made, aside from a single baseline keyline variant. Key variants SCP-173. No changes made, baseline only. Current status, destroyed. Notes, not all variations of this test run have been destroyed and are considered potential backups in case of emergency. Designation, 1K0, M55W17. Description, initial test run of variant class 1K0. Collaborators, none. Attraction method. Genetically engineered biofilms introduced into population of New York City, USA. Biofilms include Hypnagogic state in roughly 10% of infected individuals. Esoteric containment specialized utilize resultant mass physics potential as beacon. Psychic potential. Sub-reality focal items. Corpse of D55432 from fence post T14 LLD 540 infected with the biofilm. Significant variations. Variant has significantly fewer identified SCP items, and SCP-1000 is an estimated 500 years closer to inducing an SK class dominance shift than in mainline. Palisade turns into the mental workout, yeah. Key variants. SCP-103, replacement of existing minimum threat SCP of unknown origin, with variant with known biological cause of moderate threat level. Current status, monitored. Notes, rate of reality decay is increasing, but total collapse has not yet occurred. Designation, RK010Q-R30. Description, experimenting with direct alterations to world history, centering around present-day effects on the SCP Foundation. Team of 350 collaborators, seeded through timeline to perform reality shifts where appropriate to tweak results. Attraction method, standard techno-ritual system. Sub-reality focal items, corpses of newly altered SCP-1000 and SCP-1111 instances. Significant variations, massive world history changes due to alterations to key variants. Reality shifts ensure basic consistency of present day of timeline with mainline reality. Key variants, SCP-1000 altered to White Dog, currently SCP-1111, SCP-1111 altered to Bigfoot. Current status, destroyed. Notes, similar experiments carried out over several thousand fence posts reversing key variant SCPs to observe effects on timeline. Designation, MT1-9PS339. Description, 223rd run of Designate class devoted to alteration of technology base emphasis, in order to determine if more effective containment procedures for the worm can be developed. 195 collaborators seeded through timeline from 1600 CE to present day to impede and destroy key technological breakthroughs to developments. Attraction method. Modified techno-ritual system due to variations in local technology level, specifically lack of electronics. Computations performed using subjects acquired from the Cogwag Orthodox Church, the only extant branch of the Church of the Broken God. Sub-reality focal items. 12 kilograms of SCP-217 infected dirt originating from fence post MKX LLC 09M, natural child of collaborator Messiah Hargrove and native male. Significant variation. Successful alteration of technology base, resulting in dependence on purely mechanical means of producing useful work. Key variants. SCP-993 recovered during the Industrial Revolution rather than 20th century. 217 altered to be less infectious and slower acting. Current status, collaborating. Notes, initial expectations were that technology base would stagnate at levels of Industrial Revolution. Instead, great strides were made involving miniaturization and biochemical development. Effective technology effect level is approximately that of 1950s mainline reality, utilizing exclusively mechanical means. John, hello and welcome. Hi. Designation, XQ0503856. Description, Mirror Invasion. Test run of significantly increased collaborator presence. 350 mirror agents were able to destabilize present foundation of equivalent tech level in record time. Attraction method, standard ritual supersized using increased collaborator count. Sub-reality focal items, corpses of native mirrors of collaborators. Significant variations, none. Identical to mainline reality, except for, as always, presence of Project Palisade and standard alterations. Key variants, none. Current status, destroyed. Notes, success on mission appears very high, though efficacy of evaluating the worm still being evaluated. Depending on results, may accelerate destruction in the future. Back to the main bit. Unknown system error. Read out. We have. It's one of these things. If I highlight text, more things come up. So after the test log, and that is called paying the Dane Geld. We've proved it again and again, that once you have paid him the Dane Geld, you never get rid of the Dane. Unknown system error. Readout attached. Sometimes I dream there's a greater foundation out there, a true original foundation without the endless horror of what we've done, a reality not rotten and mundane and disappointing, a foundation that actually deserves to survive, deserved to be the first. Sometimes I think we're all just caught up in a fever dream, like we're all in a bottle somewhere being experimented on by some outsider, seeing what the Foundation would do given all the power we could imagine, and an excuse to justify anything. Sometimes I wonder if this is why no one has come to stop us. If not God or gods, surely there must be something out there. Surely there must be something that values the infinite, uncontrollable lives we sacrificed. Unless those lives and those minds are only shadows on a wall. Unless we were manipulated like puppets the way we manipulate everyone else. But wouldn't that just be too easy? If I never did any of the things I know I did? What gave us the right to do this? Are we the first? What if there are 1,000 mainline realities and 1,000 Project Palisades? What if there aren't? What if there are other mainline realities, but we're the only ones with a Project Palisade? How would we ever know? System restart failed. Unknown system error. Readout attached. If you're reading this, you're part of the wall. I just want you to know. I'm sorry. Searching database for keyword Palisade. One text reference found. File SCP-3591. Error. Requested supplement file not found. System logging out. And there it is. That's the end of it. Thank you, John, for recommending SCP-999. That was kind of... yeah, that was kind of heavy. Okay, John, SCP-999 is one I have already read before. I will put it on the list because the list is kind of short at the moment. However, I have just spent over an hour reading that one. Excuse me. What I will do is I will have that as the last one for now. If I pause the redemptions, and we will get through these as we do. If I get to the end of it and we've got more time left, then great, I'll read more. And I'll open up the redemptions again. If not, then I will close up. I will end stream. Any ones I don't get to, I will refund points to. Right, let's first go to the next one, as suggested, requested by Nia, SCP-WTF-J. What on earth is this? There it is. It's called The Worst. Oh, please don't let this be a sausage joke. If this is a sausage joke, SCP, Nia, I'm coming for you. I will find you. I will track you down, and I will give you the worst treatment you ever experienced. Okay, what's the next one? I'm looking at the wrong list, that's why. Next one is 525. If I magically got Dark Souls 3 for PC, would I play it? Don't know. I already have it for PlayStation 4. And I'm already getting kind of annoyed and bored with it. But then again, the PC does have mods, and there's some pretty decent mods for it. But also, I don't think my PC would actually be able to run it. It definitely wouldn't be able to stream it. Don't know if it'd be able to run it either at all. It was barely able to run Mortal Shell on low. Right, here we go. Item number SCP-WTF-J. Object class Keta Ashmedai. Special containment procedures. W2F-J is to be kept in a standard containment cell at Armed Provisional Containment Area WTF-J Omega 666 and subjected to Procedure 99 Jericho every 30 minutes. Failure to properly execute Procedure 99 Jericho will invariably result in a ZK class reality failure event. Oh shit. Procedure 99 Jericho. This procedure consists of 15 sub-procedures conducted simultaneously in 15 rooms arranged in a pentadecagonal array around SCP-WTF-J's containment cell. What the fuck? Literally, this is just the, it just shows you what the Jericho stuff is. Oh god. Sub-procedure 1. One live chicken, what the fuck? Gallus domesticus will be fed into a wood chipper. One 19-year-old woman of Chinese descent will bathe in the resulting waste generated by the wood chipper. The woman will describe the experience of bathing in chicken entrails as a riveting change of pace from the ordinary business, then consume 3 gallons of canola oil. What the fuck have you got me reading already, Neo? What the actual fuck is this? Oh my god. We can suddenly just read, oh crap, he's slipping into depression. Quick, brother, get the vodka! The heavy vodka! Oh, it's yours then, yeah. We had Pokey's mindfuck, and now we've got Neo's weirdness. Sub-procedure 2. One European conger eel, footnote, conger, is to be inserted into the left nostril of one 99-year-old man of Uruguayan descent. What the fuck? The eel is to be subjected to 900 volts of electricity for 10 seconds. The man and the eel are to be covered with low-fat mayonnaise. So Vincent, no problem at all. I think we're going to need vodka. Yeah, I think I need one. Don't tie him out. No promises. You got scotch and vodka, you're fine, you hope. The man-eel mayonnaise cluster is to be sprinkled with crystalline citric acid. So procedure 3. 1. 5 WF clearance requested. Oh Jesus. 2. Once 0511's colon is completely free of wasps. What? One 19-year-old woman of Chinese descent is to comment with an emphatic and ow. I can't anymore. Jesus Christ, this is like Control in text form. No, it's a TV show in Control in text form. What the fuck did I just read? Sub-procedure 4. Jericho Bungalow. Keep reeling up. Bungalow Bash. One carne asada soft taco will be consumed by a 23-year-old man of Irish descent. Bungalow Beach. One carne asada hard taco will be consumed by a 23-year-old man of Irish descent. Bungalow Birch. One carne asada soft taco will be consumed by a 23-year-old man of Norwegian descent. Bungalow Bosch. One carne asada hard taco will be consumed by a 23-year-old man of Norwegian descent. Bungalow Boosh. One carne asada soft taco will be consumed by a 23-year-old mermaid of Canadian descent. Mermaid! The mermaid will then be fed into a mermaid-strength blender, pureed, and fed to the two aforementioned Irish and Norwegian men with a Riesling on the side. The Riesling doesn't need to be too fancy. Screw top is fine! What the actual fuck is this? So far this is almost beating 729-J. This is just absolutely weird. It's hilarious, but it's weird as fuck. I'm glad Lily had the same reaction as me. So procedure 5. Cost and loss. One chicken soft taco will be consumed by one saltwater crocodile. Footnote. Crocodilus poroposus. Sorry, porosus. Well, I think it's called, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm seeing that, yeah. The crocodile will then be fed into a mermaid-strength blender, pureed and slathered all over a 19-year-old woman of Chinese descent. 1749-year-old men of Italian descent will then bind their feet with pig intestines and collectively urinate onto one cheeseburger. The aforementioned cheeseburger will then be fed to a different saltwater crocodile. What the actual fuck? Sub-procedure 6. Oswego. 10 59-year-old women of Irish descent will violently assault each other with personal metal detectors for 10 seconds. These metal detectors must have been made by the Yamaha Corporation. One melanistic leopard, Panthera pardus, having been made capable of speech, is to break up the fight with a serious talking to. One 19-year-old woman of Chinese descent is to address the audience directly with the phrase, "and knowing is half the battle." I can smell toast! I can smell toast while reading this. I hope you all know. Yamaha made this, but I have no idea. I thought Palisade was mindfuck. This is mindfuck in a completely different way. What the fuck? Sub-procedure 7. Tampa. Oh god. Oh god, Tampa somewhere in Florida. Oh god. One freshly cloned dodo, Rapus colocatus, chick is to be submerged into a barrel of crude oil from Saudi Arabia until it drowns. One 42-year-old woman of German descent is to then consume the dead dodo chick without using her hands. One human fetus is to be placed before the 42-year-old woman of German descent, no less than 2 seconds after the last piece of dodo is consumed. The 42-year-old woman of German descent is to proclaim, "No thank you, I have higher standards than that, and you should know this by now," if in no less than three different languages. Sub-procedure 8. Argo. The first 4 steps are O5 clearance required. Step 5. Apply vigorously to the sternum. What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Sub-procedure 9. Alfalfa. One 29-year-old man whose middle name rhymes with rank is to slather his ankles in unsalted butter. I'm so glad my middle names do not rhyme with rank. The aforementioned ankles are to be amputated and incinerated over the carcass of a stillborn calf who was conceived on a full moon. The calf will then be wholly consumed by the 29-year-old ankle donor using only a spoon. What the actual dick fuck? So yeah, it really is. Procedure 10, 2337. CAC, Am Design Containment proceeds. Much honourables, Am Tricky Wiki to be soothed, me friend flakes. Oh my good god, Tem got into it. First we take gather ein saucy tamale, and cack the humdiggers all the way to Damascus. Oh yes, my comrades, there will be much Dionysus to be sprinkled on the concubines. Cack! One Chinesel of 19 woman years am chappin the happenstores, and how? G.I. Joe! I really smell toast now, what the fuck? I think I'm beyond having a stroke at this point. Sub-procedure 12, oh no, sorry, I missed one. Sub-procedure 11, Humperdinck. The government of Italy will officially revert to fascism for 23 nanoseconds. Following the end of 99 Gero Humperdinck Phase 1, the current Pope will give a thumbs up gesture and remark, "Glad that's over with." One 19-year-old woman of Chinese descent will reply to the Pope with an emphatic, "And how?" Sub-procedure 12, Magnus. Preheat an oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Place the cream, vanilla bean and its pulp into a medium saucepan set over a medium-high heat and bring to a boil. Remove from the heat, cover and allow it to sit for 15 minutes. Remove the vanilla bean and reserve for another use. In a medium bowl, whisk together half a cup of sugar and the egg yolks until well blended and it just starts to lighten in colour. Add the cream a little at a time, stirring continually. Pour the liquid into 6, 7 to 8 ounce ramekins. Place the ramekins into a large cake pan or roasting pan. Pour enough hot water into the pan to come halfway up the side of the ramekins. Bake just until the creme brulee is set, but still trembling in the centre, approximately 40 to 45 minutes. Remove the ramekins from the roasting pan and refrigerate for at least 2 hours and up to 3 days. The remaining D-class is to be summarily terminated. What the fuck?! Make creme brulee and then kill the remaining D-class personnel. What the fuck? Sub-procedure 13, Uther. 3 50-year-old men who find British singer Kate Bush to be sexually attractive are to masturbate to her song Wuthering Heights. I'm glad I don't fit into any of those categories. Wait. Kate Bush is British, huh? Yeah, that's a revelation for me as well. Honestly, Lydia, after reading that out, I was wondering what bit you were saying wait to. I was like, which bit of this has confused Lydia? Apart from, yes, just all of it. Max Mental says, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty together again. Humpty Dumpty fell on its head. Didn't even know who she was. She's quite famous. But also, if you're not really into pop music, you're probably not going to know. I didn't know she had a song called Wuthering Heights. One 39-year-old Franciscan nun is to scream at the 350-year-old men about the dangers presented by eternal damnation. The 350-year-old men are to repent to the nun while weeping. British singer Kate Bush is to make a special guest appearance and remind the 350-year-old men that life is short and fleeting, and they shouldn't let the empty threats of an oppressive religious institution stop them from enjoying what they love. One red-backed button quail, Turnix Mercusus, is to be swallowed whole by British singer Kate Bush. What the actual fuck? You know, someone ever heard it? Quite possibly. I love pop songs like that. For me, it's like, give me the the singer name and song title. I was like, I don't know. Mate, listen to it. It's like, oh, I probably don't know. Never heard of it as far as I know. Oh, Sub-procedure 14, Able. Just ignore this one. It's not even. I'm not even sure WTF-J will know the difference. It's something stupid with a bunch of dildos and an octopus. Seriously, why bother? WTF-J is just fucking with us at this point. One giant Pacific octopus, Enter Octopus Defini, is to be murdered by 5 men armed with plastic dildos as a 19-year-old woman of Chinese descent screams "Et tu, Brute?" then falls Caesar. What the fuck was that one? How long is this one? I'm on to the end of it now. Sub-procedure 15, Lucignolo. Level 13 clearance required. There was much rejoicing. Description: SCP-WTF-J, if you haven't picked up on this already, is literally the worst. What the fuck was that? What the fuck was all of that? There we go. The VOD title for this is now going to be called Brain Melts after those two. Jesus Christ. What the fucking hell? Okay, so the next one that we're going to be doing is SCP-525. This is not a joke one. This is actually a... Also, Mark, I think there's something dripping from your ear. Don't worry about that. It's just all my organs have liquefied and trying to escape through my ears. So the next one after this is going to be, I missed that. 5308-J. Right. 5308-J. Okay. I hate to thank you. That was just so weird. What the fuck? What the fucks? What the fucks? What the fucks? I almost said what the fox, but apparently my brain said no. Okay, so let's find 525. Could just search for 525 rather than just scrolling through. Eye spiders, really? Eye spiders. You know I've got arachnophobia, DJ. Thankfully, it's a short one. Item number SCP-525. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. Outside of testing conditions, the individual components of SCP-525 must be stored in separate sealed containers. No more than 6 components may be stored in the same room, or within 15 meters of each other. All currently existing components are accounted for at Storage Site 23 in lockers, redacted to redacted. I spy on my fly. Only Class D personnel are authorised to handle SCP-525. All supervising staff must wear protective eyewear during testing. Description: 525 consists of multiple disjointed arthropod legs, 10 to 15 centimeters in length. DNA identification has been inconclusive, but the closest match so far is to the brown recluse spider, Loxosceles reclusa. The base of each leg ends in several minute hooks capable of perforating flesh. 525 is covered in short, fine hairs and is quite brittle. I suppose it sounds like something from Bloodborne, it really does. It's already creeping me out. When alone or in proximity with fewer than 6 others, 525 is inert. When 8 components of 525 are brought within range of each other, approximately 0.6 meters, the legs will immediately crawl into a group and attach themselves into a single entity, referred to as 525-1. At this stage, the speed of its locomotion greatly increases, and it will attempt to make contact with the closest human or similar. See Addendum 525-A. When a suitable animal is found, 525-1 will climb directly towards the animal's eye. Having centered itself over a socket, 4 legs will secure the eyelid, while the others extract the eye. That's a nope! Despite 525-1's rapid movements, extreme care is taken not to damage the eye during the extraction. Data expunged, severing the optic nerves of the central retinal vein. Once the eye is free from the original owner's socket, 525-1 will implant the base of each leg into the eye. Close inspection shows that the hooks of the base extend, effectively rooting the leg in position. Oh. I see, I spy if I was meant to say, sorry. Well, I'm partway through it now. Oh. Nope, all my notes, only my spiders. If allowed to remain, 525-1 will lay what appears to be eggs in the socket of its host before climbing off. What the fuck? You prefer the what phones like this? Yeah, this one's just downright ugh. When in possession of an eye, 525-1 is no longer hostile and its movement is somewhat impeded. Curiously, 525-1 does not respond to visual stimuli, suggesting it does not use the eye for sight. Dissection of a chimpanzee eye taken by 525-1 and retained for a period of 1 week revealed the formation of data expunged. I don't want to know what was behind that redaction, I really don't. Over time the eye dehydrates, eventually turning the same reddish colour as 525. After 2-3 weeks, 525-1 will abandon the eye and begin to search for another. Addendum 525-A. 525 responds to most large to moderate sized mammals. Reptiles, fish and birds have provoked little response. When exposed to Crocodilus acutus, 525-1 attempted extraction, managed to blind the animal but otherwise failing. Thereafter, all instances of 525 had not responded to crocodiles, even those not present at the initial experiment. You mean this one? It's very nearly over. It's literally like the last little bit. Document 525-A. Observation log of subject D1548 after exposure to 525-1. Report compiled by Dr. Weiss, dated redacted. Week 1, medical staff on hand attended to D1548. 4 ovids representing the opaque togas to explain. No. Fudge, fuck. Embedded in the extraocular muscles. 3 are removed and sent to the research lab. D1548 placed under quarantine. Week 2, D1548's injury is healing as normal. Eggs show marginal swelling. D1548 does not display unusual discomfort. Eggs stored in the lab have accused. Week 3, D5148 complains of incessant phantom pressure in the socket. D1548 demands a minute to spin the injury. Request denied. Muscle tissue is healed over and obscured the eggs. Week 4, D1548 forcefully removes bandages and attempts to dig into the socket. Is successfully restrained. 24 days after initial exposure, 11 fully formed components of 525 erupt from the socket and begin to coalesce. Data expunged. Oh! God! So those times I've always said that reading stuff doesn't really evoke much of an emotional response in me, I take that back. Dear Christ, that made me uncomfortable. That one is not getting read ever again. Jesus Christ. It's free to let people know it's safe to unmute now. Go ahead and do your unmuting. Oh, God. We go on to Widgren's joke one. I think we need the emotional palate cleanser after that. Oh, God. What's the next one? 900-J, okay. 5308-J. And the next one is 900-J. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, you muted out the at the best time there, Mudgren. You definitely muted out at the best time there. Okay, the J's. The collection. It's a bit of a, so I guess an alright one. Item number SCP-5308-J. Object class Euclid/Cater. Special containment procedures. The items collectively known as 5308-J are to be kept in 5 meter by 5 meter underground rooms with steel walls no less than 1 meter in thickness, with a 2-inch plating of telekill alloy. The entrance to these vaults is to be guarded at all times by at least 200 guards from Special Forces backgrounds, 17 Class D personnel blinded and given flamethrowers, 3 priests, 2 rabbis, an imam, a Sherpa, and a Girl Scout of Abrahamic faith. 4 separate on-site nuclear devices are to be detonated in the event of a security breach. What the fuck is this thing? The only spiders I can stand are ironically enough tarantulas. I used to sleep in a room where there was a tarantula and a snake being kept. Because they were in their enclosures and they were docile, completely fine with it. When my friend who owned them took the tarantula out, interact with it and socialise it and play with it, I was like, I am going to be in a different floor. Not good. I'm not good with spiders. I'm really not good with spiders. Really not. I need to get other people to deal with them for me. Ugh. Description. 5308-J is a collection of objects of unknown anomalous properties, which have to date eluded the best minds of the Foundation. A detailed description of each item follows. 5308-J1, a perfectly cubical piece of granite 20 centimeters on a side, weighing nearly 20 kilograms. It was discovered by Agent Redacted at a yard sale in Redacted ND. The fuck is ND? North Dakota. Torian, hello and welcome, and thank you immediately for the contribution to the Drunk Stream Challenge. You've just missed one hell of a nope SCP. And immediately recognised as dangerously platonic. Dangerously platonic! Previous owner was unfortunately killed during the ensuing firefight. Fortunately, 5308-J1 survived to be placed into Foundation custody. Please see experiment log for details on its anomalous properties. Experiment log. Excuse me. Professor Redacted, please approach the cube. D3534. Sure. Hey, why are you wearing that suit? Should I have a suit? Make a note. Subject appears agitated. Memetical psychic effect. 3534. Please pick up the cube. Okay. Oh. Heavy sucker. Interesting. Gravity manipulation? How do you feel, 3534? Huh? Fine, I guess. My god, it must be healing him. What? What? But at what cost? Look at his confusion. It's affecting his mind. D3534, how do you feel about the cube? It's an okay cube, I guess. Put down the cube. Right now. Put the cube down! D3534 complies. Take the shot, now, while he's no longer in contact! 3534 is shot by 5 separate snipers simultaneously. Thank God he put it down. If he'd still been holding the cube when we shot him, there's no telling what it could have done. I just want his remains incinerated and the ashes bound into the concrete matrix, just to be sure. It's the weighted companion cube. I've just realised that's the fucking weighted companion cube. (5308-J2), a piece of paper with an anomalous reddish-brown stain. Analysis showed that the stain consists of human blood. Possible connections to SCP-Redacted, SCP-Redacted, and SCP-Redacted are suspected. The stain appears shortly after 5308-J2 seemingly attacked Dr. Blank, creating a small straight cut on the tip of his finger. It should therefore be considered extremely dangerous and hostile. Dude got a paper cut on a piece of paper and thinks it's anomalous. Wow. Appeasing 5308-J2 is to be considered a class A Class Alpha 1 Aleph priority. Should it make any demands known, they are to be filled out immediately and to the letter, short of allowing 5308J2 to escape. What the fuck was that? Jesus. Thank you for the hydration, Mandatorian. It's still going, yo. I just had to have a brief what the fuck moment with that. 5308J3. A spayed female house cat with russet fur weighing approximately 3.5 kilograms. 530J3 was found near the entrance to one of the Foundation's fronts. Despite multiple interrogation attempts, it is yet to reveal what it was doing there, and access to its enormous priorities have been fruitless as yet. See interview log 538J32 for details. It's a fucking cat! Interview log. Interview with Dr. Blank, Foundation veterinarian. Professor, so what's it made of? What do you mean? Is it made of bone? No. Well, its skeleton is, but not the rest of it. Is it made of blood? No. Is it made of gravity? No. How does that even work? Is it made of fire? No, it's just made of, well, cat. The veterinarian was later terminated in case of lingering mental influence by 5308J3. It's a oh, got an image. It's a fucking cat! It's just a cat! So the first one is the weighted companion cube from Portal. The second one is a piece of paper that someone got in it. That the professor got a. Oh god, 530 is just a professor being a being absolutely screwless. Oh, I get it now. Thank you for the hydration reminder, DJ. 5308J4, a standard-sized ballpoint pen containing what appears to be human blood. It was found in a desk in an abandoned factory in Blank, Saskatchewan. The origin of this blood-like substance is unknown. Under no circumstances is anyone attempted to write with 5308J4. Any personnel who attempts to do so will be terminated, and the surviving relatives assigned to cater duty. Fuck. The first one might be Rubik's Cube. Might have been. For all I can tell, this is basically what happens when SCP personnel don't get vacational counselling. Yeah. Addendum 538J414. Analysis has shown that the substance contained in 5308J4 is heavily degraded ink. Object class has been changed to Euclid. It's just a pen. It's literally just a pen. And the last one of it, 538J5, a 3-year-old male Caucasian child who answers to the name of Jerry. It was found at a playground near site redacted, playing on a swing set. So far it has been concluded that 5308J5 is not bulletproof, fireproof, regenerative, stronger than average, or capable of commanding dangerous animals. Further tests are to be approved by Director Redacted. For the continued mental health of 5308J5, a regular schedule of normal development activities is to be strictly enforced. Guards and researchers are to take particular note of Section 5B, nap time, and Section 7A, hugs. To help combat 5308J5's ongoing behavioural issues, use positive phrases such as, "How's it going, slugger? Good going, Jerry, and your parents are probably quite proud of you if they're still alive." An image. It's just a child! Looking quite perturbed. That was just 5 normal items with the professor being a complete nutcase over. What the fuck was that? What even was any of that? Thank you, Widgren, but what the fuck? Oh, the next SCP in they kidnapped a child. Yeah. So next we're going to SCP-900-J. Excuse me. What's after 900 stroke J? 420 stroke J. Hey. Funny number. So, just in time for your turn again, so I was making toast for me and Mum. Your previous one made me smell toast, Nia. Have you done the infinite bag of potatoes? I don't think I have. If you can find the SCP number for the infinite bag of potatoes, I will check. If you're the, and if you're a dino, I saw Nuggy. I love it. Green Nuggy. Green Nuggies and ham. You're doing this. Oh, I haven't. Ooh, okay, I have not seen infinite potatoes then. Okay, so based on time, it may be I get to do this, then 420J, then 999, and then you know what? I'll take. And you know, if we have time after 999 repeat, then I'll do the infinite bag of potatoes. Okay, so what's this next one? 900. No. Modern Major Cater class. Oh dear. That was complete. Oh, for fuck's sake, Nia, this is the one that you mentioned of getting me to sing. I'm not singing this. I am not singing this. I am going to do a spoken word version of this song. This is the very model of an SCP-900-J. Its object class is Cater, so we'd rather that you'd stay away. A follow to the letter. These procedures for its keeping in. A cell at site 11 is what this creature should be sleeping in. I really hope this doesn't get me DMCA'd. I really hope this does not get me DMCA'd. See, I'm definitely not singing this. I'm hoping that the spoken word version doesn't get me DMCA'd. The singing one probably will. I don't even know what the tune is. I've never heard the actual song. I am not going to go and look it up. So I apologize in advance. I'm the very model of modern major. I don't know it. I do not know it. I don't think I want to know it either. The walls are sealed hermetically with 7-layer steel doors each, and anyone who says its name will fill their head and veins with bleach. Description of 900J is delicate to say the least. To put it most politely, it's a putrid plant-eating beast. Its surname a cognito hazard, first initial W. Just say 900J so that its name can never trouble you. In short, a hostile monster that can class a day with X and K. Let's lock it up and let it rot, this SCP-900J. This nasty beast was captured and discovered in a slaughterhouse. Reports arose of disappearances of Foreman Stanislaus and all of his subordinates in ways no one could understand, with possible involvement of an agent from the Serpent's Hand. Should SCP-900J escape in a containment breach, the world will be blown to bits from London to Dana Beach. It has no good intentions, and it thinks of humankind as lunch. It even called my mum a piece of data I will now expunge. To keep this beastie in a box is itself impossible, though hell if we won't try, because we're one you hold responsible. The keepers of the human race, Foundation's here to save the day. We're running out of Thomiels. Can someone kill 900J? It's the same thing on the Morgan Scenes variant of it. Must bet it won't get you DMCA'd. It's different enough. Someone got DMCA'd over a blender sounding similar to a song. Just so you know. Don't know if you can hear that. We've got sirens going on outside. And now they stopped. 2 and 3. Don't think I heard it. Sweet volumes of the quality of the original song. I mean, yeah, true. Addendum from the 5th of May. It's gone. We don't know where it went. It vaporized MTF Delta 10 and told it to get bent. 231 is missing too. The Scarlet King is furious. 682 is terrified, but 999 is curious. I hoped I'd never see a day that this would trickle out my lips. 900J intends to start a revolution on the skips. The Overseer Council is saying prayers and going underground. Called Scenario Alpha K, the planet's gone to Torture Town. Humanity's survival isn't looking very plausible, so light up a 420J and pray for the impossible. Or take some hard amnestics, just enough of them to make you say you've never heard of anything called SCP-900J. Oh look, 420J is the next one! You could hear the sirens. Yeah, they were quite loud. Because it's got the link to 420J, I can just do it, I don't have to... That's a lot of redacted. That's a lot of redacted. Jesus fuck. Considering I've still got like slightly over an hour, just so I don't lose it, I'm going to unpause the SCP redemptions. Could someone redeem the Infinite Potatoes one that Lydia posted earlier? I think it was 1689. So someone redeems that, I can then have it in the queue, and I'll pause it afterwards, and we'll go on a staggering basis, but along that. Whilst you're doing that, I will get this up. Wonderful, thank you, Nia. Paused. There we are. Okay, what was the one after 420J going to be? 999. Okay, SCP-1689. Awesome. So, this is I was going to say this is the last of the joke ones, but it's not, because Infinite Potatoes. This is the last of the ones with the J prefix. Suffix. Not prefix. Suffix. I know English terms. Right. SCP... Item number. SCP-420-J. Object class. Awesome. Oh, God. Hey, man, that's not a real class. You gotta make it safe or something. Dr. M. Oh yeah, you're right, man. It's totally safe. Dr. C. Object class. Awesome crossed out. Totally safe. Oh dear. Got the next SCP was unavailable and you tried to submit the potatoes one? Well, weird. Nia got it in for you though, Lydia. So no worries. It's there. It's gonna be there. Getting flashbacks? Wish I wasn't. Special containment procedures. We keep it down in room redacted. In the basement of building redacted. At site redacted. The password is redacted. What are you doing, man? You can't just tell everyone we keep the redacted, because everyone's going to want to come down and get some. Dr. M. Hey, you can't say redacted in the articles, man. Oh, redacted. Dr. C. Why does this read like a Cheech and Chong sketch? Why does this read like a fucking Cheech and Chong sketch? It probably is. Yeah. Description. Okay, so I got this stuff when we were down in Jamaica. Really strong stuff, with lots of blue and red mixed in it. Good redacted, man. Me and M, we were smoking that stuff down there with redacted and skinny redacted when M says, he says to me, hey man, we should take the stuff back and send it through that machine thing that changes things and makes things better. And I said that was an excellent idea, and so we did. Oh my god, the machine thing being SCP-914 if you know it. Man, we tried it on very fine first, and whoa, we were laughing for weeks. Sucks what happens to redacted. Still funny as redacted though, M. So you have no idea what it is. So basically 914 is a machine where you put something into the left chamber of it. You put a setting that is like coarse, very coarse, 1-to-1, fine or very fine, and then it will refine it or roughen it and basically transport it to the other side. It can make things better or it makes things worse, essentially. Fun fact, for a long while I thought Cheech and Chong were a Simpsons creation. I mean, in fairness, The Simpsons did come up with a lot of things, but no, Cheech and Chong does predate Simpsons. It does. God. Some of Cheech and Chong's stuff is just so hilarious. So fucking hilarious. And all of this is wholly inappropriate. Oh, you meant the sketch. So basically, Cheech and Chong are a couple of comedians, and their entire thing is essentially basically around, you know, being stoners and smoking weed and all that kind of stuff. But it's actually really funny as well. Well, it's not the entire thing, because they've got other things they like. Blind Melon Chitlin, the blues singer. Oh my good god. I will, you know, do a bit of one of the skits of Blind Melon Chitlin, just so you get the sort of thing that it's about. I'm gonna go downtown. I'm gonna see my girl. I'm gonna put her left leg on my shoulder, her right leg on my shoulder. That's the sort of thing that's there. Oh, you follow him on TikTok. Zero, hello and welcome. I may or may not have taken on the writing of a smut of Freddy/security guard to torture Pernium. Wait, Zero, is it going to be rough or gentle, or both? Oh. So we get this really great redacted out of the machine, and me and M try it out, and we're like, whoa, man, this is some excellent redacted. But then we used it all up, and we didn't have anything left but the seeds. We figured we couldn't just get rid of them, so we decided to plant them and grow them. And then M was like, hey man, what about that dirt that makes redacted grow real fast? Being SCP-124. I said that was an excellent idea. So we went and got some dirt and planted the seeds in it, and oh wow, man, that is some excellent redacted. I mean, the opening section is this, oh dear. With the first one, and doing just home we last, yeah. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was actually sexy time for Freddy, as he saw the security guard's fan ass bent out in front of him, but that was beside the point. The bosom beauty seemed unsuspecting. Her focus on finding the child, her ample breasts made an audible thud as they landed on the metal vent, peeking to see if he was hiding there, as she shifted the supple jello ass and turns the animatronic bear in ways that he'd never known his program for, and that's where I laughed because Bern was horrified! I want to see where that goes there. I want to see what happens with that. Why do I have another notification on Discord? Why have I been tagged in my own thing in media sharing? Oh, Torian tagged me. I'm not even gonna listen to it. I'm gonna remain ignorant of that. Ah. Experiment log, test 1. We could give some of this redacted to that big lizard thing. Wait, please don't. It is 682. Oh my good god, why on earth would you give 682 hallucinogenics? What would possess you to give hallucinogenic drugs to something that hates everything and is fucking immortal? Discuss the entry, tell me more. It'll totally mellow him out, Dr. C. Yeah, man, but what if he gets the munchies? Oh my god. What if 682 gets the munchies from being stoned? No one will be safe. Why not? It's fine. It's fine. If he gets the munchies, direct him to SCP-666.5/J. Fine. Contained. Test 2. Man, I gave some of this redacted to Josie, and she started chasing her tail for like 2 hours. That's SCP-529. Reminder, which one's 529? Because I'm very certain I've read that one before. No, I haven't. It's a half cat. It's a half grey tabby. That's the infinite potato bag and the infinite pizza box. One of which is going to be showing up a little bit later in this stream. Note, animal testing of SCP-420-J is no longer allowed. Junior researcher R has been identified in security footage, fleeing site redacted in a stolen maintenance vehicle with an SCP-420-J affected canine. Further research pending. Director Jones. Oh my good god, he's gone to reenact Turner and Hooch. I know it. Stoner dog. Oh no! It's even worse than Turner and Hooch. What's wrong, Raggy? Oh my god. Test 3. We should totally give some of this redacted to Iris, man. It's Iris. SCP-105. Man, quit trying to get laid with that. What the fuck? Test 4. Oh man, let's give some of this to, oh, what's his face? That's Kick-Ass Guy. 732. How fucky, I say, gentlemen. Your 420J certainly causes one to experience the most extraordinary sensations. This, sirs, is quite indeed excellent shit. Fucking do that. Hell. Like, Scooby needs to try some of that stuff, man. It's way better than Scooby snacks. Test 5. Hey, man, what if we gave some of this that freaky statue thing? Being 173. The one that snaps your neck when you don't look. Oh my god, why, man? He's already stoned. Oh my god, Near, you snuck a pun into a fucking SCP reading. What the fuck? It was weird. Oh god, yeah, it was Widgren. What the fuck? Damn it, Widgren, you snuck a pun into my SCP reading. Jesus. Disciplinary review. Upon discovery of this extremely unprofessional behaviour, all remaining samples of 420J have been confiscated. Dr. Clef. Addendum. Can anyone tell me why Dr. Clef just walked in here demanding stir-fried noodles, pizza, corn chip and dark chocolate? He was smiling too. What the fuck? Cafeteria staff. Feel flattered you think of me first. Addendum 2. Oh man, he even took a stash of seeds in my redacted. It's alright, man, I know guy in redacted. Addendum 3. When can I score some of this? Dr. Fredericks. Addendum 4. See also extended SCP experiment log. Oh my good god. Oh my god. There's more. This is better than I thought it would be. Yeah, so remember a while back when me and M got hold of that excellent redacted? And we were like, whoa, holy shit, that's excellent. And we shared some of the redacted we had. Wow. M's like, dude, we should do that again. I'm like, yeah, man, we totally should. So we did. Test 1. Hey, man, you already used that one in the last thing. Oh, yeah, hold on, let me count. Test 1. Test a billion. What the? Man, you can't count that high. Fix that. Test A. Hey, man, I gave some of this to that dude with the arm. 1193. Do you like it? I think so. He gave me a thumbs up. Transcript 1192 WDY4. Begin recording 4/1/2016 10:26 AM. Dr. S. Hello? Who's calling, please? Dude. I'm sorry. Oh my god, man. It's just dude. I'm sorry, I don't understand. What are you talking about? Dude, this shit is excellent, man. What's this shit you're talking about? Oh shit, sorry man, go, Dave's here. Cool Terminators. Fucking it is Cheech and Chong inspired, because that's the setup for fucking Dave's not here, man. Jesus Christ. Test B. I gave some of this to those hot cat girl chicks, man. 2085. I told you, man, quit trying to get laid with it. Besides, man, they can totally kick your ass all the way back to LA. I know, man, they totally did. Totally worth it, though, man. These chicks really know how to get spaced out. Oh, my God. Test C. What if we give some of this to that dude who doesn't like anybody? Maybe we'll mellow him out some. 1171. Go away, monkey man. You don't deserve this. Dude, that shit worked. Oh, there's no Team of Anime Cat Girls SCP. Yeah, I've been made aware. I've never read it though, but I've been made aware. Test D. Hey man, what happened when you gave that to the basketball game? Oh wow, man, it turned into a dead show. Oh hell yeah, man. Was Jerry there? Yeah, man, he looked pretty dude too. You know, being dead and all. Fuck. It's not as bad as you might think it is. No, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine it's actually fairly good. You know, the premise is weird, but it's actually good. Test E. Hey man, let's give some of this that weird clown guy. 993. I don't know, man. Clowns are some scary shit. Don't worry, man. It'll be cool. Incident CN0993Q on 4/08/16, a new episode of Bobble the Clown was intercepted. Episode name, Bobble Gets Baked. What the fuck? Episode description. The episode begins with Bobble the Clown sitting on a couch smoking a comically oversized marijuana cigarette. Instead of the typical clown outfit, Bobble is wearing a Bob Marley t-shirt, a grey hoodie, and pyjama bottoms decorated with marijuana leaves. The rest of Bobble's costume, hat, wig, makeup, nose, gloves, and shoes are as typical. The episode is divided into 3 segments: how to roll the perfect doobie, how to make a bong out of found materials, and how to take over the regional black market drug trade with ruthless efficiency. The last segment is by far the longest and ends with a 6+ minute montage of Bob the Clown gunning down drug rivals using a wide variety of powerful firearms. I told you clowns are scary as shit! Yeah man, totally, but that clown knows his shit. What the fuck? Got Bob the Clown. Bobble gets baked. Jesus Christ. Test F. Man, I tried to give some of this shit to that old dude who keeps getting cut up, but he's just said no. 1981. Test G. Hey man, we should give some of this to that guy. Oh, what's his name? Oh yes, Spanky. 2337. Incident DK2337-48L. On 4/17/2016 at 23:35, an excessive auditory event occurred in interview room 19 at Site 17. Excuse me. Sound pressure measurements estimate loudness in excess of 120 decibels. Within 10 meters of interview room 19, set off seismic detectors around the site. Witnesses describe the sound as like a hacking cough, except caking. Except caking. Cake. I was in cacking. Dude, cack man, just cack. Whoa, that's some deep shit, man. Test H. Yeah, man, so I was looking for a place to light up without any people around, so I went out on this staircase. Oh, it's 087. And it looked alright, quiet, no one around. But then all this freaky shit started happening. I just got out of there, man, but I must have dropped my joint back there somewhere. I just lost my shit, man. Image captured 4/22/2016 at 16:48. It's the Screamhead thing, but in SCP-087 with the tagline, yeah, we're done here. What the fuck was that? Oh my god. Yeah, I've got the same thing as you here, Lydia. Really do. Google anime Catgirls SCP and found Catgirl penis. It's just penis and have Catgirls hairs go, oh no, oh my god. I suddenly don't want to read it then if that's the case. Right. That one's over with. Fuck was that? That was just me basically reading a Cheech and Chong refused episode. Oh, right, okay, we're on to the next one. Oh my god, I don't think this one's gonna... Oh, this is the one that I've read before. This is the one that John submitted. So this one I've read before. It was the first one I read for my second SCP stream. But I'm going to read it again because clearly I must have enjoyed it. I just can't remember it. I don't know, it's cute and simple. Yeah, it is like. Let's just accept that and change this up. So SCP is now 999. Oop. 162. Is it 28 or is it 82? No, it's 81689. Couldn't have been more wrong. Thank you, something simple. SCP grade weird. Most people try it. It's not official SCP, it's fan art. Fan art's weird. Fan art's very weird. Really, really weird. Really, really weird. Oh, clicking all the wrong things. Right, there we go. Okay, so onto SCP-999. Item number SCP-999. Object class safe. Special containment procedures. 999 is allowed to freely roam the facility should it desire to, but otherwise must stay in its pen either between 8 PM to 9 PM for sleeping or during emergency lockdowns for its own safety. Subject is not allowed out of its pen at night or off facility grounds at any time. Pen is to be kept clean and food replaced twice daily. All personnel are allowed inside 999's holding area, but only if they are not assigned to other tasks at the time. If they are on break, subjects to be played with when bored and spoken to in a calm, non-threatening tone. Thank you, Lydia, for your contribution to the Drunk Stream Challenge. For the Drunk Stream Challenge, it was mentioned by Fox that there's a potential that we might do the Division 2 co-op. We'll see how we feel close to the time, but Division 2 was mentioned because we haven't played that together for a while. We actually don't think either of us have actually played it since the last Drunk Stream, which was a while ago, because it was one of the first Drunk Streams that we did that wasn't Far Cry 5. Miss being able to stream Far Cry 5, fucking DMCA. Missing 420J with Regretti Forgetti in aerosol form. Oh my god, Regretti Forgetti. Oh my god, Regretti Forgetti. Thank you so much for that one. Oh, Christ. Description: 999 appears to be a large, amorphous, gelatinous mass of translucent orange slime, weighing about 54 kilograms, or 120 pounds for those of you who don't know proper metric, with a consistency similar to that of peanut butter. Subject's size and shape is easily malleable and can change shape at will, though when at rest, 999 becomes a rounded oblate dome roughly 2 meters wide and 1 meter in height. The surface of 999 consists of a thin, transparent membrane similar to that of an animal cell, roughly 0.5 centimeters thick, and is highly elastic, allowing 999 to flatten a portion of its body up to 2 centimeters thin. This surface is also hydrophobic. Although 999 can willfully absorb liquids, see Addendum 999A, the rest of 999's body is filled with a viscous orange substance of unknown chemical makeup, though it is capable of digesting organic materials with ease. Subject's temperament is best described as playful and dog-like. When approached, 999 will often react with overwhelming elation, slithering over to the nearest person and leaping upon them, hugging them with a pair of pseudopods while nuzzling the person's face with a third pseudopod, all the while emitting high-pitched gurgling and cooing noises. The surface of 999 emits a pleasing odour that differs with whomever it is interacting with. Recorded scents include chocolate, fresh laundry, bacon, roses, and Play-Doh. I immediately can smell Play-Doh now. God, that's something I haven't smelled for a while. Simply touching 999's surface causes an immediate mild euphoria, which intensifies the longer one is exposed to 999, and lasts long after separation from the creature. Subject's favourite activity is tickle wrestling, often by completely enveloping a person from the neck down and tickling them until asked to stop, though it does not always immediately comply with the request. Though injuries may occur, 999 has never been found to purposely attempt to harm others, and will immediately back away and contract its body into a quivering mound while gurgling in a manner similar to a whimpering dog, seemingly apologising for hurting someone on accident. While the creature will interact with anyone, it seems to have a special interest in those who are unhappy or hurt in any way. Persons suffering from crippling depression or PTSD, for example, have reported having a far more positive outlook on life after multiple interactions with SCP-999. The possibility of manufacturing antidepressants from 999 slime is currently being discussed. In addition to its playful behaviour, 999 seems to love all animals, especially humans, refusing to eat any meat and even risking its own life to save others, on one occasion leaping in front of a person to take a bullet fired at them. Subject's intellect is still up for debate, though its behaviour is infantile. It seems to understand human speech and most modern technology, including guns. 999's diet consists entirely of candy and sweets, with M&Ms and Necco wafers being its favourite. Its eating methods are similar to those of an amoeba. Addendum 999A. Reminder to all staff, 999 is not to consume caffeinated soft drinks of any kind. Last week someone gave 999 a can of cola along with its usual breakfast. Not only was it literally bouncing off the walls for half an hour, the carbonation makes 999 visibly queasy afterwards, and it refused to move or eat the rest of the day. 999 has thankfully recovered since, but the staff member in question has been reprimanded. Addendum 999B. The following is a report from an experiment in which 682 is exposed to 999 in the hopes it will curb the creature's omnicidal rage. 999 is released into 682's containment area. 999 immediately slithers towards 682. 999 elated gurgles. 682, what is that? 999 moves in front of 682, jumping up and down in a dog-like manner while calling out in high-pitched squealing noises. Disgusting. Thank you for the contribution to the drug stream, DJ. 682 immediately steps on 999, completely flattening 999. Observers were about to abort the experiment when 682 started talking again. What is this? I feel good. 999 can be seen crawling up from between 682's toes, up along its side and around its neck, where it clings on it and begins gently nuzzling with its pseudopod. A wide grin slowly sprints across 682's face. Feels so happy. 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 682 repeats the word happy for several minutes, laughing occasionally before escalating into non-stop laughing. As laughter continues, 682 rolls around on its back, slamming its tail upon the floor with dangerous force. No! Stop! No tickling! Continues laughter. 682 and 999 continue the tickle fight until 682 finally wears down and appears to fall asleep with what would appear to be a smile on its face. After 15 minutes with no activity, 2 D-class personnel enter the room to retrieve 999. When 999 is removed, 682 immediately wakes up and unleashes an unidentifiable wave of energy from its body, all the while laughing maniacally. All persons within the wave collapse into crippling fits of laughter, allowing 682 to escape and slaughter all in its path. Meanwhile, 999 quickly rescues as many persons as it can, taking them to a safe place to recover from 682's laughter wave, while agents suppress and recontain 682. Despite the tragedy that 682 had brought upon the facility, 999 has not shown any fear towards the creature, and in fact has made gestures suggesting it wants to play with 682 again. 682, however, has stated, "That feculent little uninsured can data expunged and die." Memo from Dr. Redacted. While the test was unsuccessful and ended in tragedy, that had to be the funniest thing I have ever seen. I never thought I'd see the day when I regard 682 as cute. Please send me a copy of the security tapes. Oh, I love that. I love any of the interaction with 682 where it's, where it's a joking end or, completely different to its behaviour. And weirdly enough, I've never actually read 682. I've never read it. There's a fair few of the more famous SCPs I've never actually read. I've never read 173, 682, 1471, I think it is. Whichever one Mallow is. Yeah, never read them. Wonder how 999 would react to 729J. Oh god. I think that's actually in there. I'm going to quickly check. I'm going to quickly check while I do this. 729-J. Pete motherfucker it's called. It is there. It is listed. So I'll just take this quick excerpt. This quick excerpt is from SCP-729-J. Its interaction with SCP-682. Effects: data expunged. Long story short, we reclassed 682 as neutralized. You don't even want to fucking know how this little fucker killed it. Dr. Foxfield. 682 itself is not too terribly long. His termination tapes on those take a while. I mean, he is immortal, essentially. God, yeah. Okay, now, Series 2. No. What? Non-immortal, just hard to destroy. Ah. Okay. So this one is next. Don't know what the next SCP is going to be. It depends on how long it takes me to read this. Like, I don't think it'll take long, but it's not a long one. Although it does have a exploration log on a separate link. And how long is this? Let me just check. That's a bit of a long one. Excuse me. Not as long as some of the other ones I've read, but it's got a bit of length to it. You meant 999682. Oh. Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. "999" is mentioned in it, but not in direct interaction with 729. 999 is only mentioned as after SCP-001 had an interaction with 729-J. It was allowed, we were only able to retrieve. They were only able to retrieve it when 001 was allowed to have 999 for a day. That's fair. Okay, right. Let's just move that into that bit. Just there. Okay, so SCP-1689, suggested initially by Lydia and submitted by Nia. Because Twitch was being weird to Lydia. Item number SCP-1689. Object class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. 1689 is currently under restricted access in Area Redacted, medium-sized artifact storage, compartment redacted. 1689 is to be stored tied shut with its mouth facing upwards at all times. Access is limited to level 3 personnel with the exception of site cooking staff. Exploratory access to 1689-A requires approvable form of level 4 personnel. All expeditions must be documented with a complete manifest of equipment and staff to enter. Enzymatic Compound 13 has been developed to aid in exploration of 1689-A. Proposals to establish a mobile site in 1689-A are currently under review. How quick thing I was able to beat the high rank Giga Crowdburner Cancer and I'm now one quest away from access to G rank. Nice! Congrats, Nia. Description. SCP-1689 is a burlap bag of potatoes. In its stable state, 1689 weighs 40 to 50 kilograms and contains approximately 200 common agricultural potatoes, tubers of Solanium tuberosum. 1689 is made of brown, roughly woven jute. Or jute, whichever you want to pronounce it. The interior of 1689 is vastly larger than its exterior. It is designated 1689-A. 1689-A is a large extra-dimensional space of undetermined volume, measured to be at least 10,000 meters cubed, but believed to be much greater, completely filled with potatoes. Exploration of 1689-A is largely incomplete due to the high degree of obstruction. For more information, please see Addendum 2, Exploration Log 1689-I, which is what we're getting after this. When portions of 1689-A are empty, nearby potatoes experience an abnormal form of growth characterized by tumor-like bulges emerging and eventually splitting into fully sized independent potatoes. The range of growth is roughly exponential with a doubling period of approximately 2 hours. This effect also applies to normal potatoes introduced to 1689, as well as similar edible tubers or roots such as yams and sweet potatoes, although none have been found to occur within 1689 naturally. Addendum 1689-1. 1689 was recovered from Krysovo, a small village of approximately 200 people in northern Siberia. 200. Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them up the arse. What happens if you turn it inside out? Roughly the same what would happen if you turn the TARDIS inside out. I think the universe would collapse. A Russian official reported on 20th of June 20-something that Krysovo had made no outside contact in 4 decades and had no surrounding farmland. The reports were confiscated and investigated by the Foundation, at which point it was discovered that the village had been using 1689 as its sole food source for well over a century. As a result, the villagers were suffering from extreme calcium and iron deficiencies. No one in the village was able to recall how they had come into possession of 1689, only that it had been there since before the Reds, and it was a gift for the working hard. Torian outside of the quote. So 1689 was subsequently transferred to Area Redacted, its current location. 16892 Addendum. Currently, only one fully equipped expedition to 1689A has taken place. Authorised personnel may view the mission log of Captain Cameron Wells, which is what we'll go on to now. Opening statement. Exploratory mission 1689I was scheduled for 8th of August 20-something with an exploration team of 4 led by Captain Cameron Wells. The team was informed of the upcoming assignment on the 2nd of August 20-something. For more information, see document mission 1689 Equipment Manifest. I'm sure Mel will be absolutely confused when he gets that one. Yeah. Although in fair... Oh, actually. I mean, I need... Mal's had issues accessing Twitch chat. I might need to update the quote list myself. In fact, I probably should. We should actually do that. As an after stream thing. Actually, just so I can get us a link quickly. Oh well. Swine's been a joke. Ireland has been experienced over a shortage of the available area. The main reason is the capital. There's always Dublin. Oh my god. Might not be here yet for it. Yeah, that's what I'm. Oh, I'm fairly certain that Mal made me an editor at the initially, but we'll see. We will see. Mission log, Captain Wells, day 6. They told me I was going to be leading Frederick, Carlin and Xander into a sack of potatoes. Okay. Apparently it's bigger on the inside, or it's a pocket dimension, or it's a portal or something, to somewhere full of potatoes. At this point, nothing surprises me. Oh, and this is supposed to be an official log, so I'm supposed to call them Agent Mills, Azoulay and Peterson, but no one checks these, so I fucking won't. Oh, that was day -6. Mission log, Captain Wells, day -1. They gave us the rest of our gear and got us ready for tomorrow. Plans to be in there by noon. Labs produced this really cool liquid for us to use. It's some kind of acid or enzyme that dissolves the potatoes into a starchy paste. It mostly drains away, but then some of it sort of hardens to make this nice tunnel sealing. It's actually scary how fast it works. We have to wear skin protection so it doesn't get on us. With spray nozzles we can carve our way straight into potatoes. What a sentence! What a friggin' sentence! Captain Wells, day 0. It was pleasant to find they'd already cleared out a small room on the other side of SCP-1689, made of plywood. It was certainly weird, crawling into a bag and coming out in a totally different room, but again, nothing surprises me. We actually didn't see any potatoes right away, then we opened up the excavation door and, yep, wall of potatoes. Potatoes above, in front, and below. We decided to cut a roughly 2 by 2 metre tunnel straight forward. Compasses don't work here, but there isn't a very good chance of getting lost because we can always find our way back from the radio signal. Mission log, Captain Wells, day 1. Excavating slow work. We can clear about 30 metres an hour. That sounds glacial, but it's 120 cubic metres of potato, and that's a kilometre in 2 days if we make good effort. And it isn't that hard. 2 of us spray and 2 of us shovel away the goop. Every 100 metres or so we put up some support beams. Whoever invented this enzyme is a genius. Captain Wells, day 2. God, I hate the odour of this stuff. I actually like the smell of potatoes. Because of these enzymes, this place smells like vomit. I'm sick of it already. Fuck. Captain Wells, day 5. We accidentally spilled some enzyme on the ground today, and it turns out we were only like a metre off the concrete floor. Command's really surprised. This is the first thing other than potatoes they found. Cool. We decided to just start going on the floor. It's not too inconvenient. It's nice to have solid footing. Captain Wells, day 8. Did you know that the word spud comes from digging with a spade to make the hole you plant them in? Carlin did. She made sure we all did too. And then she repeated the word spud to herself all day while we were excavating. So I might be a stomach enzyme, possibly, yeah. Captain Wells, day 9. This is hardly even agent work. Why don't they have D-Class doing this? Captain Wells, day 11. Tomorrow we're on our own. It's becoming too inefficient to resupply us every few days, so Command's providing with 2 months of MREs and tanks of more than enough enzyme to last that long. If we haven't found anything after that, they say, then the mission will be abandoned. Obviously, we'll still have radio contact. Captain Wells, day 12. It's been nice being alone with the team. At night, it's almost like camping. Yeah, camping in a weird cavern made of spuds. Breakfast is sausage gravy. I had to remind myself that's not just straight up not a breakfast food. Captain Wells, day 16. Out of the blue, something interesting happened. We found a wall today. It's made of the same material as the floor. The base floor, not the starch stuff. Concrete. It runs at an angle 20 degrees to our tunnels perpendicular. Command told us to follow it, as it's not like there's anything else interesting going on. Captain Wells, day 19. So concrete floor and concrete walls. Today Frederick got thinking, and sure enough, concrete ceiling. This whole time it's been about 3 meters above us. Which means that the whole time we've been inside of a building, a huge building. If we can map it out, we can probably find the exit and discover where in the world this potato hell is. Captain Wells, day 28. Xander says it's potato. What the fuck? How have I not heard him say until now? It's been 4 weeks surrounded by potatoes. He hasn't said the word until now. He's the first person I met who actually says it like that. Oh no, potato. Xander says it's potato. Who the fuck says potato? Then the potato mutants showed up. The agents shot them and their bullets made little impact. The mutants mashed them mercilessly. Oh my god, Nia. Captain Wells, day 36. It's been longer since we started following the wall than from the wall to the start. Xander thinks it isn't going anywhere, but Frederick wants to press on. Command deferred to me, and, well, I don't want the last month to have been pointless. We'll go for another 3 kilometers at least. Day 38. Today we decided to blow a fucking hole in the wall. Khan had charges in her pack, God knows why. So why not? The wall wasn't going anywhere. We all stood clear and blasted. It took a long time to clear all the mashed potatoes away. But sure enough, we created a 3-meter hole. Guess what was on the other side? Potatoes! Captain Wells, day 39. We started excavating through the hole we made, and it turns out it actually is different. Outside. It definitely is outside. The ground is dirt and extremely dead grass. It just means this thing isn't anywhere on Earth. I guess the building was some kind of gigantic warehouse. We've been hearing these sorts of faint rumbles ever since we blew the charges. Xander's starting to go wily about it, but as far as we can tell, nothing's happened. Potatoes. Captain Wells, day 43. How high up do these potatoes go? If we're outside, there's no vertical clearance. So does it all go up the way into the atmosphere? Is this whole universe filled with potatoes? It's so weird thinking we're outside. It doesn't feel just any different from being inside the building. It's like we're underground. Well, I guess we are. It's just the ground is made of potatoes. Captain Wells, day 44. We found an actual tree. A dead one surrounded by potatoes, but a tree rooted in the ground nonetheless. We have to be careful about it because the enzyme chews it up. We managed to fully uncover it. Its branches were sort of weird, splitting at these perfect 30-degree angles, but overall it looked pretty normal. This lab had me collect a bark sample. It totally made the outside fact real. What is this place? Captain Wells, day 48. Xander was worried about the rumbles we've been hearing, so he turned back to look. Turns out about 100 meters of our terminal is caved in. Command didn't know either. They said they'd started digging ours out from the other side, and it was my choice if I want to keep excavating. Frederick and Carlin want to continue, so continue we do. Listen to Xander complain, I didn't sign up for this shit. Yeah, no shit. The Foundation did exactly know you were going into the realm of taters when they recruited you. It's not the kind of thing you put in a fine print just in case. 30-degree angle is oddly specific. It is a bit oddly specific, yeah. We're now in the realm of taters. Captain Wells, day 51. We keep finding more weird shit. Frederick uncovered this twisted bicycle. He's got super psyched about it. I knew there had to be humans here because of the building, but it really didn't occur to me until I saw the bicycle. Jesus. Now I want a sticker that says the realm of taters. If you make some of them into dildos, you get the realm of dictators. The Palisade is the one from Doom, except they replace the sand with potatoes. They hit the giant potato worms. Spudhallude! Tommy back me. I can't blame you for that one, Lydia. Watch me. Lydia's fault. She's from up north. There's potatoes all around there. Yeah. And knowing how lewd she usually is, yeah. Dictator seems like a thing that she'd know about. Ree! Captain Wells, day 55. Fuck, I'm an awful captain. There's another big rumble today. A huge cave-in. We nearly got crushed, but somehow we all managed to take safe refuge under the tree branches. This time we lost contact with command. We can still detect some faint radio transmissions, but it's too staticky for correspondence. Obviously I made the call to turn back, but we have no idea how bad it is. Could take weeks to get out. Fuck, I should have turned back. Yo, your fruit bat or a vampy bat? Eastern red bats, yes. Very floofy. Calm down, Leo, there's no reason to go angry. Captain Wells, day 62. Frederick told us today that we should have brought an Irishman. I told him that he was an arsehole. He was chuckling about it all day long. What an absolute prick. Good. Captain Wells, day 65. We ran out of food rations today. Xander freaked out and started saying we were going to starve, until I told him he was a fucking idiot. Captain Wells, day 67. We should have brought a goddamn spice kit. Karen actually had cooking equipment in her pack, God knows why. So we can prepare the potatoes a couple of different ways. But it's still potatoes. My taste buds are starting to shut down. This is going to take forever. Captain Wells, day 68. It's too hard to clear out the original tunnels we made. It would be quicker to just cut straight to the bag. Anyways, tomorrow I'll tell my team to just start carving a new tunnel. It's a micro baby. Adorable sky puppy. Captain Wells, day 69. Fuck. We ran out of enzyme today. Sure, I noticed the supply dwindling, but it doesn't really want work to ration it, so we kept using it like normal, and now we're out. Okay, so the good news is that we're inside the building when it happened. That means we can shovel our way out, as there's a ceiling. It's 5 meters from top to bottom, and I can't imagine we can make a tunnel any narrower than 1.5 meters. That's going to be slow, but we should get there. The real digging problem is space. Where are we going to dump the potatoes? The best we can do is about 5 meters behind us, so we'll have a little bubble of space where we just get to sort of move through the building. This is going to take a long time, but I'm honestly not sure what I'll run out for first. Food is covered, and they've actually got enough water in them. The oxygen is starting to get stale though. Don't know how much is able to fit in the cracks between the potatoes. It's a good chance it's seen in the wild. Ooh, lucky, I've never seen a bat in the wild. I've heard them. Actually, no, I've seen them flit around. I've heard them, but no, I've actually seen them properly. I've seen videos of them. They're freaking adorable. Excuse me. I don't even know what to do for morale. I've told everyone that Commander's probably digging from the other side. He was going to find us. But they're all depressed. It was supposed to be a 65-day mission, max. Frederick made a joke about the word tuber. I don't know exactly what. It was stupid anyway. They could make a lot of vodka from those videos. They could. Captain Wells, day 70. Maybe it's because we were just melting them, but there's something none of us noticed before. The potatoes are real ugly looking. They've got these bulges which sort of wiggle and grow slowly. Absolutely disgusting. And they're our only meal. Captain Wells, day 71. I hate the smell of potatoes. I'd have the vomit back just for the smell. Fuck. You have a vampire bat standing in a bubble. Yes. Captain Wells, day 72. It's fucking smaller. Our bubble space is smaller and it's because of more fucking potatoes. I know it wasn't precisely dimensioned or anything, but Carlin was the first to mention it when we woke up, and it's suddenly obvious to everyone. The whole area has shrunk a good 10 cubic meters. What the fuck? Captain Wells, day 73. I was paying attention today. Those ugly bulges, they actually get big fast, and when they get to be the size of a potato, they split off. That's where all the potatoes are coming from. Our area got even smaller today. Captain Wells, day 74. We're running out of space and time. There's barely enough room to work anymore. We're knocking elbows and shoulders while we shovel. Fucking taters. Fucking spuds. Fucking yams. Fucking tubers. Fucking roots. I swear they'll kill me while I'm sleeping. I'll have a potato fucking stuffed down my throat. Captain Wells, day 75. All day long, Xander's whining, shut the fuck up. I hate the dark too. We all hate the dark. And the yellow lamps with the brown potatoes and the tasteless food, we all hate it, okay? Okay? It's not like I can yell at the team. I keep them all going. I'm the captain. Captain Wells. Potato Commander. I keep it together and vent it all in these fucking logs. Captain Wells, day 76. I can't breathe. I can't fucking breathe. There's no room to shovel. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Fucking potatoes. Captain Wells, day 78. I feel like I'm breathing inside someone else's lungs, who's already exhaled and says no, but there's nothing but carbon dioxide. No one can even speak while we're working. We're dead within the week. Death by potatoes. Concluding statement. On 3rd November 20-something, Mission Captain Wells and Agent Ozoas, Merle and Peterson connected with the secondary excavation team. Although they were suffering from oxygen deficiency and a deteriorated mental state, all team members fully recovered within 3 weeks. Captain Wells declined to write a post-mission summary. I think his post-mission summary would have just been, fuck potatoes! Except don't, because... just don't. Don't actually stick potatoes up your arse. It's not good. Not good for you. You know what? We've got 20 minutes left until my normal end of stream. I'm going to treat you all to something glorious. It needs a flare, don't it, for fuck's sake. I'm gonna cherish this. I'm gonna cherish what I'm about to do. In the wise world of the internet, anything can be a dildo if you're brave enough. Holding up a cactus. Susan, no! So, as I'm going to type this in, I know what people are going to... Someone with a cacti there. You're curious? Yes. Strap yourselves in for my favourite SCP. My favourite joke SCP. Item number. SCP-666.5/J. Object class. Sweet mother of mercy, is it ever, Cater? Special containment procedures. A minimum of 7 on-site staff members of Abrahamic faith must be present in SCP-666.5/J's containment chamber at all times. 666.5/J must not come into contact with any living organism without the written permission of a Level 4 staff member. Weaponization and use of 666.5/J in containment neutralization of Cater class SCP items is under review by the O5 Council. 666 and percentage, so that's the new one, didn't even put in percentage. Description. 666.5/J is a crab-stuffed mushroom entree produced by the Internal Foundation Catering Service Containment Cuisine for the 45th Annual Site 19 Foundation Formal. Roughly 42% of the 1,500 attendees consumed 666.5/J and were subsequently affected by its anomalous properties. 666.5/J's effects started to become apparent approximately 1 hour after the conclusion of the main course, at which time event-goers began to complain of slight abdominal pain. By the second hour, many attendees were complaining of significant digestive distress, and all restrooms in the immediate vicinity were filled to capacity with extending queues. By the third hour, medical, investigative and plumbing personnel were being flown in from surrounding sites to aid in relief efforts. Those who have consumed 666.5/J say that it has an odd salty tinge to it, likely caused by an experimental salt substitute used in its creation. It has been theorised that this substance is the root cause of 666.5/J's anomalous properties, although food poisoning as a result of poor hygiene amongst culinary personnel has also been considered. All staff members affiliated with Containment Cuisine have been put into custody for interrogation purposes, as well as the individual's own well-being. When consumed by a human subject, 666.5/J triggers 5 stages of localized K-class scenarios within the subject's digestive system. In its initial stage, 666.5/J causes a brief period of mild nausea, followed by a sudden and urgent need to relieve oneself. However, the instant before the crucial moment of blessed release, 666.5/J triggers a DK-class dominance shift, seizing control over the subject's nether regions and causing a massive shutdown of all subjects' bodily exits. The deep carnal desire for release increases to the point that it becomes downright crippling. Subjects often experience shortness of breath, extreme jaw pain from the clenching of teeth, and mild bruising on hands from putting the rim of the toilet bowl in a death grip. After 15 to 20 minutes of the subject's intestines experiencing a level of containment rivaling that of SCP-106 and involving substantially more screaming, the subject will experience a brief arcade-class rapture scenario, feeling a relaxation of the lower muscles, a wave of elation, and a fleeting hope that the worst has passed. Following this, the gates of hell open up within the subject's intestines as Satan himself violates the subject's anal canal with a pickaxe. A sudden SK-class scorched earth scenario completely raises the interior lining of the afflicted's digestive tract as unholy murder flame rages throughout in a demonic vortex at a temperature of roughly holy crap on a cupcake degrees Kelvin. Every happy memory, every recollection of peace, joy, or anything other than sheer teeth-shattering agony is volcanically obliterated in a gastrointestinal supernova of biblical proportions. Subjects may experience blackouts or periods of lost time during this phase, their state being reduced to a tear-blurred haze of torrential sweat, agonised wails, and desperate gasps for air. This continues for the next 2 to 3 hours. It is common for subjects to briefly hallucinate during this stage, creating comforting mental scenarios in which they are violently murdered by various Cater-class SCP entities. Any last vestiges of hope are crushed into tiny nubbins as subjects undergo a CK-class total containment failure, finally expelling the contents of their bowels in a magnificent riptide that could best be compared to a single large leak in the Hoover Dam. So an unfathomably vast expanse of liquid ejected at a rate fast enough to be upsetting, but not fast enough to be merciful. Subjects have described the experience as the digestive equivalent of one's life flashing before their eyes, with every meal eaten during an individual's lifetime excruciatingly funneled out in reverse chronological order. The downright baffling amounts of waste produced by the afflicted has led researchers to conclude that subjects' intestinal tracts are imbued with extra-dimensional or ectoprotropic properties during this time. Ejected waste does not resemble good wholesome fecal matter in the slightest. Rather, it is a roast awful terror sludge that is probably corrosive and almost definitely radioactive. The expulsion stage is usually fairly brief, but an anomalous temporal field created by 666.5/J causes subjects to perceive the experience as lasting roughly 6 lifetimes. As the subject's ability to endure the emotional and physical trauma of the end of days inferno raging within their tenderest parts inevitably fails, 666.5/J will enter its final stage, a UK-class universal collapse scenario, in which the subject experiences one final crescendo of gastric Ragnarok, followed by a blessed merciful state of unconsciousness. Subjects will awaken 1 to 2 hours later with full memory of their experience. However, a number of afflicted individuals have reported finding themselves moved from one location to another during the period of time between passing out and regaining consciousness. One researcher testified to having found himself in a nearby field, clean and fully dressed, and laying atop a pile of 1986 Time magazines with no memory of how he arrived there. Subjects who undergo SCP-666.5/J's effects often bear psychological trauma from events, as well as residual intestinal discomfort for the following fortnight. Investigations are ongoing. Group of interest involvement is being considered. So that's been SCP. Ouch. And there's the quote, gastric Ragnarok. Having experienced both childbirth and the effects of 666.5/J, I can safely say that I would choose the former any day of the week. 666.5/J is like having 3 babies at once, except they're all on fire. Also, they're covered in thumbtacks and trying to eat you from the inside out, all while the midwife is beating you senseless with a crowbar and screaming in your ear to push. Doctor writes, I ordered the Beefon tray and therefore cannot give any first-hand account of 666.5/J's effects. However, I can say with certainty that I've seen Cater-class containment breaches cause less pandemonium and widespread demoralisation. It was without a doubt the second darkest night Site-19 has seen. Dr. Gears. Footnote of the darkest night being, of course, the ill-fated Breakfast with Dolly Parton fiasco, of which few dare to speak even to this day. This is my third body since the incident, and I still don't feel like it's worked its way out of my system yet. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go try for a fourth. Dr. Bright. With every passing week, I lose a little more hope of ever standing up straight again. I have stared death in the face, and he is garnished with parsley. Dr. Kondraki. Incident log. On 4/26/2007, a small quantity of SCP-666.5/J was fed to an as-of-then harmless Euclid-class SCP object by researchers. The object has since shown extreme hostility towards anything resembling human life. Additionally, a mysterious substance of unknown origin manifesting on the floor of the SCP's containment chamber has created a need for routine cleaning. Cross-exposure of 666.5/J in any situation other than attempted neutralization has since been prohibited. Addendum. Despite objections by the Ethics Committee, a meal of 666.5/J was fed to SCP-682. At the apex of 666.5/J's wrath, 682 threw its hands in the air, screamed, "Yorkshire Thoth, take me now!" and willingly left this mortal coil. Neutralization deemed successful. Jesus wept, Dr. Clef. I fucking love that SCP. Oh my god. I'm never prepared for it. I'm never prepared for 666.5/J. Perfection. It's just that ending thing from Dr. Clef. Jesus wept. Oh, object class Sweet Mother Mercy, is it ever Cater? Shit. Oh, wow. Ooh. God. Right. Oh, so that's where I'm going to be ending things for today, I think, because it's 10 to 7 now, and I'm trying to get back into the routine of my normal stream schedule, so I'm not going to take on another one because I might overrun. Remember, that's the Doctor. There's an active ATS and kill reality benders. SCP-729-J was sent to the wormhole to the SCP-1322 Society. It was returned 6 May later, tied to a white flag. Yeah, I'm in two minds as to which is the best. So I think joint best joke SCPs is on one side you have 666.5/J, and on the other you have 729/J. Those two of them are so well written. They are so funny. It's just so good. So good. Oh, but yeah. So this is where I'm going to be ending things for today. Thank you all very much for coming along with me. It's been a lot of fun. I always love these SCP streams. I really do. And yeah, got some good ones read out. Got a very creepy one read out, and yeah, just got some really good times. A lot more hilarity than is usual because of the larger propensity of the J ones. But yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. Next stream for me is going to be tomorrow at 4 PM GMT, where I'm going to be playing Near Replicant. And I am very close to the end of it now. Basically, as Pokey said about last time, the cutscenes and stuff I've seen haven't been different at all. They've been exactly the same as the previous ones, and from what I've seen, everything is still going to be the same up until making the choice after dealing with Berserk Kaine. I've gotten all the boss speed trophies up to then. It helps a great deal with skipping the cutscenes. It really helps a great deal. So what I'm going to be doing is essentially loading up that save file and just going through the final few bosses, because I'm at the last place you can save in the game, which is just before the encounter with Devler and Popola. So we're going to do Devler and Popola, both phases as quick as possible, then Grimoire Noir, then the Shadow Lord, and then Berserk Kaine, and then we're going to make the whole thing of Yo sacrificing myself to restore her humanity. At which point, we're into new content. Whatever the content is that happens after ending D, we'll be going into that, and it will be awesome. I hope. Well, I know it will be because it's Yoko Taro. I don't know what's going to happen with my save data though. That I really don't know, because it was previously that when you do ending D, it wipes your save data. So I don't know what that's going to mean for the content that happens after ending D. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm looking forward to it. The only other trophy I've got to actually do anything with, I honestly did look at some of the trophies and what their names are and what they were. As far as I can tell, there is the one for finishing ending D. Then there's something to do with whatever comes after ending D. There is one that is very obscure, but I have no idea. I risk life and limb 10 times to find out a secret. I actually have... No, actually, now I say that, I think I have an idea of what that might be. Knowing its link, and knowing it's saying about, a secret, I think I'm very, very, very... I think I'm sure what to try with. I'm surprised that... I think I might have missed my opportunity to do it. We'll see. But the other one else has is just the speed run to do. The speed run. So I didn't realise when they said you can get through part 2 in less than 5 hours. I did not realise how true that was. So you saw where I ended stream off at last time, which was at the beginning of ending D after killing the big thing with all the tentacles. I got from there, doing all of the keys and killing all those bosses and getting to just outside the Shadow Lord's castle in an hour and a half. You can finish the second part of that game in an hour if you skip cutscenes and just go directly ahead. Excuse me. Even the fight against Louise went really quickly. That might be a slight sticking point in doing it fresh, but I have to do it fresh with ending A because I have to do part 1 as well. And part 1 is the bit that takes a long time. Part 1 apparently will take around about 10 hours, leaving you 5 hours for doing ending 2. Ending 2, part 2. But if I do this on the easiest if I do this on the easiest difficulty and just run everywhere and don't do any side quests, although it does say you need to do like 2 side quests, just so you can unlock the thing to do to get the boar, because the boar is essential for getting to places really quickly. Also means I'm going to have to do the text adventure thing and try and find out. I'm going to have to find a guide for the text adventure part to try and get through it. But yeah, I'm going to be doing that after I've dealt with the data removal, because I don't want to get partway through it and then get distracted by something else in real life or streaming, and then it erases the data and just wipes all my progress. So it's going to be basically a new start thing I'm going to do with that. And that one should be the last trophy I unlock until Platinum. So yeah. That's gonna be good. Thank you for the hydration reminder, DJ. The aggressive forgetty, yes, same. Also, Spirit of the North PS4 theme is gorgeous, awesome. I'm hesitant to use it myself because a lot of the PS4 themes or PS5 themes I've seen have ambient sound effects. Like, you turn the background music off for the themes, which I've done, but some of them still seem to have background sound effects as well. So yeah, it doesn't quite work for idling on the home screen whilst doing the talky bits or doing the intro thing to the stream. It's a bit slightly disruptive on that front, which is why on the when I had my PlayStation 4 I had the Black Lives Matter theme up, and why I'm just on the default theme for PlayStation 5. I actually don't know if there's themes for PlayStation 5. I'd imagine there would be. But whenever you select one of the games, it just shows up a full screen thing from the game. So I don't know. Anyway, that's where I'm going to be ending things, as I said. Thank you all again very much for coming, for your support and for your suggesting of SCPs. It's been fun, as always. I love doing these streams. But yeah, until next time, thank you all very much again for coming along. And hope you have a good rest of your day, a good evening, a good day. I always said good day. Good night, good afternoon, or good morning, whatever the time is for you. Until then, stay safe, see you later. Bye.